Chapter 30, 189. The Saint Spirit domain was in an uproar. Another new top-tier force had appeared. That meant the Saint Spirit domain's power structure was about to change. The rising top-tier force was a body-tempering cultivator who practiced the invincible devouring and powerful body-tempering techniques. It was bound to be a behemoth in the future. None of the divine gods from the sacred body mountain were idle. They went around bragging about the shocking scene of that day. In addition, the scenes recorded by the recording stones were also sold at high prices. The dead ultimate god stones were also collected and a lifelike ultimate god was restored. It was said that the top-tier forces had bought it. Price? Who knew? The name Sacred Body Mountain became the most discussed topic among everyone. The scene of Sacred Lord Lin Fei easily killing 2 ultimate gods was also described in a vivid and lifelike manner. Everyone felt as though they were there when they heard it. Speculations about Holy Lord Lin Fei's strength spread like wildfire. Second-class ultimate god? Third-class ultimate god? There were all kinds of speculations. Holy Lord Lin Fei suddenly became one of the top experts in the Saint Spirit domain. No ultimate god knew where his limit was, and no ultimate god was willing to die. The 3,000 guards were also shining brightly. That was an existence that could suppress an ultimate god and break through an ultimate god's defense. Just thinking about it sent chills down one's spine. If it could kill a divine realm expert who was below the ultimate god level, it would not be as easy as cutting melons and vegetables. Everyone was very interested in anything related to the Sacred Body Mountain. At the same time, an exciting news came out. Treasures left behind by ultimate gods would be auctioned in 10 years. Everyone acted as soon as the news spread. The price of ores rose again. The divine gods were busy mining and buying ores. Especially the space-time sword and space-time were left behind by the space-time temple. Those were top-tier treasures. Countless people were envious. At that moment, they knew their chance had come. The Heavenly Feather Clan's Paralysis Scepter. A series of treasures were tempting. Sacred Body Mountain. Lin Fei was excited about the sudden increase in prestige. That was 120 billion prestige points. He thought 20 billion prestige was a lot. 500 million prestige could easily kill an ultimate god. Now that he had 120 billion prestige, he could really kill all of them. Ding! Reputation has exceeded 100 billion. Do you want to activate upgrade mode? Upgrade mode? Lin Fei was quite curious. There was actually such a thing. Master, the prestige support system can be upgraded. The first upgrade only requires 100 billion prestige points. With every upgrade, the prestige support system store will add new support skills. Lin Fei slapped his forehead in realization. No wonder the back of the store was empty. It was to upgrade the system. His 120 billion prestige was going to disappear just like that? Apart from this, are there any others? Lin Fei asked. Apart from adding new skills to assist you, you can also activate prestige quests to help you gain more prestige. Little Devil replied, I guarantee that it will be worthwhile for you to level up. Prestige mission? That was doable. Lin Fei thought about it and decided not to level up for now. Although the crisis seemed to have been resolved, he did not dare to let his guard down. The experts of the Beast Alliance Holy Land had always made him apprehensive. He had to maintain his prestige. I'd better upgrade my perfect body. This was one of Lin Fei's trump cards. Perfect body, level 7. He might as well use tens of billions of prestige points to upgrade his perfect body to level 8. With a perfect body level 8, Lin Fei did not dare to believe that his body could be so perfect. Other than strength, it was still strength. The strength of a single punch seemed to be able to penetrate a mountain or lake hundreds of millions of miles away. This feeling was too mysterious. Should I give it a try? Lin Fei had an urge to use his prestige to cultivate a perfect physical body. Just how much killing power would it have? He had never tried it with his full strength after leaving the Saint Body Mountain. Lin Fei was really worried that his actions would be too big and people would find out. Who knew he might really scare a lot of people? Absolute space. He exchanged for absolute space. Lin Fei circulated the strength of his body and punched a very simple and ordinary punch into the distance. The strength of the perfect body instantly surged out endlessly. A terrifying force swept through the air. Boom! A huge commotion instantly spread throughout the entire Saint Spirit domain. All the godly venerables turned their attention over. Then they saw a surge of energy rushing past. Everywhere it passed, the void collapsed and the vital destruction energy surged. The barrier was broken. The space collapsed. It was too terrifying. In front of this force, everyone felt the aura of death. It was true death. As soon as the punch was thrown, Lin Fei knew the commotion was too big. He immediately activated absolute space and escaped. After he left, the ultimate God's divine senses swept over. After a loud bang, the space where the space-time temple was blasted apart by the power of the punch, which affected the nearby space-time temple. Who did this? The space-time temple master came out of the absolute space and saw the space hundreds of millions of miles away had collapsed. A huge amount of primordial destruction energy surged in. The black and white energy scared him quite a bit. Everyone knew how terrifying the primordial destruction energy was. One punch had blasted apart the barrier. Such a huge area was too terrifying. If all the ultimate gods in the Saint Spirit domain witnessed the power of that punch and were all shocked. The mysterious attack that appeared previously. Now, there was another punch with terrifying power. They did not doubt it at all. They were about to be killed by one punch. Even the ultimate gods could not stay calm. Do you guys think that punch is the owner of the previous mysterious attack? If it's true, is there another supreme expert hidden in our Saint Spirit domain? Supreme expert? That's an 8th grade ultimate god, or even a 9th grade ultimate god. That's really terrifying. Could the mysterious person be that holy Lord Lin Fei? Impossible, he can't be an ultimate expert. We can feel it from his aura. The ultimate gods were all speculating. The power of that punch was so terrifying that the space-time temple was almost destroyed. Just thinking about that scene made them feel good. No matter how they speculated, they did not suspect Lin Fei at all. That's possible. Looking at the tens of billions of reputation points he had just gained, Lin Fei really did not understand how it had increased so much. The more high-profile I am, the more people will know about me and the more reputation I'll gain. Lin Fei was deep in thought. He looked at his reputation points of more than 70 billion. With this reputation, I can also go to the chaotic star sea to see what good stuff there is. It'll be great if I find some special ores. Lin Fei still had a special liking for some special enchantment treasures. Lin Fei knew how powerful he was after that punch with his perfect physical body. Chapter 3190. Lin Fei went to the disarray star seas. This place was still fresh in Lin Fei's memory. For example, there was a powerhouse in the Vajra sect who could kill a child with one slash. He had seen it with his own eyes. Coming to the disarray star seas again, Lin Fei relied on his perfect physical body to go anywhere he wanted. He also wanted to know what was good in the disarray star seas. Lin Fei first went to the Vajra sect in the disarray star seas. The Vajra sect was just like the last time. It was quiet, but the dangers hidden in the void still existed. Lin Fei was now as familiar with the place as if he was going home. He easily entered the palace of the Vajra sect. The Vajra sect elder was still there. When Lin Fei stepped in, he woke up and slashed at him. Good. Lin Fei was no longer the Amon of the past. Although the other party was strong, he now had absolute confidence. Xiao Qin was the first to react, so he threw a punch at the incoming saber light. With a cracking sound, the saber light shattered into pieces. "It's my turn!" In the Vajra sect, Lin Fei could attack without restraint. He directly threw a punch. Boom! Boom! Everywhere it passed, the white bone mountain turned into dust. Everything that entered Xiao Chen's eyes was empty. The power of a perfect physical body level 8. It was a simple punch, but the huge palace shook a few times. The Vajra sect elder who had attacked him was also smashed into pieces by the fist wind. Too weak. Previously, he could kill a child with one slash. This time, Lin Fei killed the other party with one punch. He did not want to get any treasures. After all, he was dead, and the rest would be his. No, how can there be such a powerful existence in the Saint Spirit domain? The Vajra sect elder who had been killed appeared again. His eyes were filled with fear. He had killed him with one punch. This power should not exist. He's not dead. Lin Fei was secretly shocked. This Vajra sect is quite capable. Should I kill him again? The Vajra faction elder seemed to sense Lin Fei's killing intent. Wait, don't kill me. I can tell you a shocking secret, and I can also give you all the Vajra faction's treasures. The Saint Spirit domain still had a shocking secret? Lin Fei was suspicious. You're quite a coward. Last time, you killed a kid with a single slash. Why don't you continue? I still want to fight with you for 300 rounds. The elder of the Vajra sect broke out in cold sweat. Who would dare to take a second punch? You're a senior. I'm definitely no match for you. The Vajra sect elder lowered his head and said, I'm very interested in what you said just now. You said that the Saint Spirit realm can't possibly have such a powerful existence. Could it be that you really know something? This question had always been in Lin Fei's mind. So far, the most powerful ones were those from the Beast Alliance's sacred lands. Their ultimate gods' physical bodies could not even withstand a glance from the other party. One could imagine how powerful they were. Anyone with the strength of a level 7 ultimate god and above has been sealed in the new continents. Back then, our Vajra faction's experts were also sealed in the new continents. It's about time for the new continents to be unsealed. The Vajra faction elder said there are a total of 4 such new continents. These are the real 5 continents of a Saint Spirit domain. The current Saint Spirit domain is just one of the continents in the past. Lin Fei was very clear about how big the Saint Spirit domain was. It would take a very long time to travel across the entire Saint Spirit domain without treasures similar to the Space-Time Temple. However, someone said that the Saint Spirit domain was just one of the continents in the past. This made Lin Fei even more shocked. The 5 continents were the real Saint Spirit domain. This was ridiculously huge. Very few people know about this secret. It's been so long that it's almost been forgotten. The Vajra faction elder said, If I hadn't transformed into a special existence, I wouldn't have known about this secret. For you, the appearance of the new continents isn't a good thing. In fact, it's a bad thing. A bad thing? Lin Fei frowned slightly. Why do you say that? There are many experts in the sealed continents. Once they come out, your continent's strength will become the weakest. Every time a new continent appears, the Saint Spirit domain's heaven and earth powers will change. At that time, ultimate gods will be everywhere. Currently, there are less than 100 ultimate gods in the Saint Spirit domain. Do you think you can compete with them? Lin Fei had only come to the Vajra faction to vent his anger. How would he know such a secret? The sealing power of the new continent's array formation seal was getting weaker and weaker. If it was really as they said, it would not be a good thing. Your Vajra faction is an outsider and you know about this. Are you trying to fool me? Lin Fei smiled. I hate it when people try to fool me. How would I dare to fool you in front of Senior? The Vajra faction elder was afraid. If Senior doesn't believe me, you can go to the Black Domain. There are a few elemental beasts there. They were left outside by a certain force to develop their strength. I estimate that they have the strength of rank 7 or rank 7 ultimate gods by now. Elemental beasts in the Black Domain? Lin Fei immediately thought of those from the Beast Alliance sacred grounds. They were extremely powerful. They could determine life and death with just a glance. That's not the most important thing. The most important thing is that you're all pawns in someone else's eyes. The Vajra faction elder gritted his teeth. Senior, you should go and prepare. Lin Fei secretly thought about it. He had punched the other party to death only to receive such words. Really? It was still fake. Pawns? Could it be that the Saint Spirit Domain still had some top-notch experts hidden? Lin Fei could not stay calm. Lin Fei left the Vajra faction after collecting a large number of things. They were all powerful physique cultivation techniques. They were useless to him, but they were still very useful for physique cultivation. After leaving the Vajra faction, Lin Fei was not in a good mood. This matter was too shocking. The sealed continent that everyone was looking forward to was actually part of it. Unfortunately, Lin Fei did not know that the Saint Spirit Domain was divided into 5 parts. The Vajra faction elder did not seem to know much. It was already commendable for him to say so much. I have to find out more. He might not take the Vajra faction elder's word seriously. Who knew if he was fooling him? Master, I think that fellow is telling the truth. No one can lie in front of the system. The little devil's voice was heard. This matter is actually beneficial to Lin Fei. Beneficial? It was not easy to suppress the top-notch forces. Once the seal on the new continent was unlocked and the experts returned, there would be a lot of trouble. That was what Lin Fei was not satisfied with. Even though he was very powerful now, with a perfect 8-stage physique and a reputation of about 100 billion, he looked rich and overbearing. If he really had to use it, it would not be of much use. Lin Fei could not help but worry. Chapter 30, 191. The little devil's words had a huge impact on Lin Fei. Lin Fei pondered for a while and felt that the little devil was right. Why did he care so much? Wasn't it a good thing that the new continent was unsealed? The more people there were, the more prestige there was. That was a good thing. Lin Fei really wanted to slap himself in the face. Bad news might not always bring good news. At that moment, he really thought it through. Everyone else cultivated properly, but Lin Fei had been different from the start. He had taken a shortcut, which was something that no other cultivator could compare to. Master, what you should do now is to try to gain as much prestige as possible before the new continent seal is unsealed. Lin Fei rubbed his chin. Then should I start to be high profile? For example, knocking on their doors one by one. With a perfect level 8 physical body, Lin Fei had the strength to beat up any family, even the top forces. That's a good idea. After thinking it through, Lin Fei no longer felt that much pressure. The Saint Spirit Domain's population was limited. After the big thing, the prestige that he gained every day was starting to stabilize. If he wanted to continue gaining prestige, he had to do more big things. Before the new continent was unsealed, Lin Fei felt that he had to accumulate more prestige. If he could cultivate his perfect level 10 physical body to the peak, that would be the best. After leaving the Titan sect, Lin Fei did not stay idle. He began to enter mystic realms one by one. Some mystic realms did not have any special creatures, so he left after looting them. In these mystic realms, there was a large number of ores that satisfied Lin Fei. There were many types of ores. Lin Fei did not stand on ceremony and emptied them, packing them all up. The system space was very big. It had expanded a few times to meet Lin Fei's needs. Existences like the Titan sect elder did not appear in the disarray star seas. It seemed that this method was very rare. Lin Fei thought about it and felt that it made sense. He wandered in the disarray star seas for more than 10 years. Lin Fei's harvest was full. Those dangers were no longer dangerous to him. Chase! He must be nearby. Lin Fei had just come out of a mystic realm when he heard a voice coming from afar. We can't let him escape. He has the key to the treasury. During his 10 years in the scattered star seas, Lin Fei hadn't encountered anyone. This place was simply too dangerous. If he wasn't careful, he could die. The Divine Lord was not having a good time either. After all, not every ultimate God expert's physical body was at the ultimate God level. Once they encountered a space-time rift, they would die. That's strange. Why would someone come here? Lin Fei did not use his divine sense. Sometimes divine sense would not be useful in this place. Thus, he used the system to check. Billions of kilometers away, there were 5 experts searching a pocket dimension nearby. 5 ultimate gods. Ever since the top forces besieged the sacred body mountain, ultimate god experts were no longer rare. What kind of place was the scattered star seas? It was a very dangerous place. It was best not to come if one wasn't an ultimate god expert. It was not unusual to see ultimate gods there. Lin Fei used the system to search again and found another ultimate god expert. He was wearing the Gale combat boots. No wonder he could get away from the 5 ultimate gods. Here, stop him. He can't escape this time. The 5 ultimate gods quickly found him. After a round of attacks, the ultimate god was forced to retreat. His injuries were getting more and more serious. Don't even think about making me hand over the key. The ultimate god tried his best to resist, but he was still no match for the 5 ultimate gods. His anger was filled with despair. He was a rogue ultimate god who didn't belong to any sect. He came to the scattered star seas to try his luck. He did not expect to find a key in a mystic realm. Moreover, it was a key with a powerful background. Before he could celebrate, he was besieged by 5 ultimate gods from a big sect. He was surrounded by danger along the way, but he still could not escape death. You're dead today. How dare you snatch something from our primordial sect? You're really bold. One of the primordial sect's ultimate gods sneered. The primordial sect had no problem killing an ordinary rogue ultimate god. He could only blame his bad luck. In a place like the scattered star seas, it was either you die or I die. It was a common situation. Therefore, the ultimate gods who came here usually came in groups of 2 or 3. It was rare for them to come alone. The rogue ultimate god was in complete despair. Whether he handed over the key or not, he was going to die here today. It's quite lively here. Count me in. Lin Fei appeared not far from the scene of the battle. He smiled and looked at the 5 ultimate gods and the rogue ultimate god who was at a disadvantage. Sacred Lord Lin. The itinerant divine, Venerate, recognized Lin Fei at first glance as a look of joy flashed across his eyes. This was the sacred Lord Lin Fei, who everyone in the Saint Spirit domain knew about. The 5 ultimate gods from the primordial sect were also shocked. Why did this bastard appear in the scattered star seas? Wasn't he supposed to be at the sacred body mountain? The primordial sect had suffered a great loss at the hands of Lin Fei from the sacred body mountain. Especially at the recent auction, they had paid a great price. Killing an ultimate god with one finger was something that no one had forgotten, especially the ultimate god experts. There were also some ultimate gods who said that Lin Fei could not use this killer move continuously. They were just pretending to be mysterious. If they attacked together, Lin Fei would definitely not be their match. Although everyone said that, no one would dare to make a move when the time came. Sacred Lord Lin, this person is the one we want to capture. Please don't interfere. the leading ultimate god said in a deep voice. Even though Lin Fei was alone, they did not have the guts to make a move. They did not want to die yet. The rogue ultimate god fled behind Lin Fei. Sacred Lord Lin, this is the key I obtained by accident. I will now give it to you. The rogue ultimate god handed over the key without hesitation. The primordial sect's faces were very ugly. They were so close. If Lin Fei had come a moment later, they would have definitely killed him and successfully taken back the key. Once it fell into Lin Fei's hands, they could forget about it. Fight? Who would dare? What if they were killed? They did not want to be the third unlucky person. It was not that easy to cultivate back. Lin Fei took the key. It was a very ordinary silver key. There were many such keys. Since it could make 5 ultimate gods chase after it, it was naturally very important. Don't let me interfere. Lin Fei played with the key in his hand. It's you, it's still you. The primordial sect ultimate gods did not dare to say anything. Tell me honestly, where did this key come from? If you tell me well, you can leave. If not, I don't mind killing you. Lin Fei smiled. Under his smiling eyes, the primordial sect ultimate gods' hearts trembled as they felt a terrifying killing intent. The other party would really kill them. After an internal struggle, the primordial sect ultimate gods chose to tell him. Chapter 3192. Facing Sacred Lord Lin Fei, who had killed an ultimate god with a single finger, the 5 ultimate gods from the primordial sect did not dare to make a move. They chose to confess everything they knew. Sacred Leader Lin Fei, we've told you everything we know. We didn't hide anything. Can we leave now? Facing Sacred Lord Lin Fei, who could kill ultimate gods like ants, they did not dare to challenge the probability of killing an ultimate god. None of them wanted to be the unlucky one. Get lost. Lin Fei could not be bothered with them. Keeping the ultimate gods alive to contribute to his prestige was much more beneficial than killing them. Those ultimate gods did not know that they were spared from death because of their prestige. After all, the more powerful an expert was, the more prestige they would gain. There would be one less ultimate god to kill. Thank you, Sacred Lord Lin Fei, for saving my life. The rogue cultivator ultimate god said gratefully. The 5 ultimate gods who had been chasing him left just like that. Sacred Lord Lin Fei was mighty and domineering. The scattered star sea is very dangerous. It's better for you to leave. If you are willing, you can go to the Sacred Body Mountain. We need experts like you. Lin Fei did not mind recruiting a rogue cultivator ultimate god. I am willing to join the Sacred Body Mountain. The rogue cultivator ultimate god had suffered a lot. He agreed without hesitation after hearing Lin Fei's recruitment. He really needed a backer. As a newly promoted top force, the Sacred Body Mountain was the most willing to join. The rogue cultivator ultimate god thanked him profusely and left the scattered star sea. The key to the treasury left behind by the top force in the scattered star sea, the Heavenly Tao Union. No wonder they valued it so much. Lin Fei played with the key in his hand. Then I will go and take a look. The key in his hand was one of the keys to open the Heavenly Tao Union's treasury. There were a total of 6 such keys. With 6 keys, one could open the Heavenly Tao Union's treasury and obtain a series of treasures. After the primordial sect ultimate god left, he immediately reported the news. I have bad news for everyone. Sacred Lord Lin Fei has come to the scattered star sea. We just bumped into him and he took the Heavenly Tao Union's key. The news quickly spread among the ultimate god circle. The top forces in the scattered star sea were also the first to learn about this, and their expressions changed. The battle at the Sacred Body Mountain had left an indelible memory for the ultimate god experts. Everyone could only grit their teeth when Holy Lord Lin Fei was mentioned. A top-notch force was suppressed, and they did not even dare to breathe after that incident. It was extremely uncomfortable. Why is he in the scattered star seas? This is great. The heavenly law union's key is in his hands. Who can snatch it back? The primordial sex hierarch is not doing his job well. If everyone wants the heavenly law union's items, we must deal with that bastard Lin Fei. The ultimate gods did not look too good. This was not good. After all, the shadow of a tree, the name of a person. Lin Fei was like a tall mountain, an existence that could not be crossed. Lin Fei did not know that his arrival in the scattered star seas had put a great deal of pressure on the godly venerables. A powerful ultimate god who could kill an ultimate god was not someone anyone was willing to offend. Lin Fei had plundered many mines and materials in the scattered star seas. He had also entered a few top-notch secret realms, but his gains were average. He did not have anyone staying behind like the Vajra sect. He had originally planned to look for ultimate gods, but after searching for them, he did not know where they were. Lin Fei decided to leave the scattered star seas. He was not interested in that place anymore. There were not many good things left in the scattered star seas under the invasion of the primordial destruction energy. Lin Fei was even less interested in staying. If he had the time, he might as well go somewhere else. He's gone. He's really gone. After Lin Fei left the scattered star seas, the ultimate gods in the scattered star seas appeared and secretly heaved a sigh of relief. It's too stressful to be in the same place as that guy. That's right. An ultimate god expert can be killed with a finger, and the guards are chasing after them. It's too terrifying. Try to avoid Holy Lord Lin Fei from now on. The ultimate gods felt that it made sense. For the time being, Lin Fei was not someone they could go against. After leaving the scattered star seas, Lin Fei tore open the void and went straight to the edge of the primordial destruction world. He stood at the end of the Saint Spirit domain's barrier. The mighty primordial destruction energy was like a boundless ocean that was filled with endless danger. To Lin Fei, the scattered star seas was not the place he wanted to go. The primordial destruction world was the truly terrifying place in the entire Saint Spirit domain. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Lin Fei's body squirmed and transformed into another person. He looked ferocious, and his aura had also changed. Even if an ultimate god was standing there, they would not be able to recognize him. Lin Fei did not want to expose his perfect level 8 physical body strength so early. The primordial destruction world was a place where the truly terrifying things appeared. Coupled with the Vajra sect's elders' words, Lin Fei deliberately restrained himself. A chess piece? It was still uncertain who would be whose chess piece. Once again, he entered the primordial destruction world. Compared to the previous time, Lin Fei did not feel any pressure at all. The black and white primordial destruction energy surged over like a tidal wave. Before it could touch Lin Fei, ripples of energy spread out, and the primordial destruction energy collapsed. A vacuum zone formed around Lin Fei. The perfect physical body is indeed impressive. Previously, it was not so easy for me to resist the primordial destruction energy. This time it's like eating and drinking. Lin Fei shook his head. This feeling was completely different. Let me see what kind of terrifying dangers there are in the primordial destruction world. The primordial destruction world was very empty. At a glance, there was only black and white primordial destruction energy everywhere. The surroundings were very quiet. Lin Fei began to wander around the primordial destruction world. Previously, he had encountered a huge essence beast life form. However, he was not so lucky this time. After wandering around the primordial destruction world for a few years, he did not see a single essence beast. What the hell? Lin Fei cursed softly. This was the 10th year in the primordial destruction world. Apart from a few mines, there was nothing else. Flying in such a quiet place was also not a comfortable thing. The power of the primordial destruction energy was gradually increasing, and its power had also increased by several times. If there is nothing else, I will return. He originally thought that there would be good things in the primordial destruction world. Now, it seemed that he needed some luck. Lin Fei's original intention was very simple. If he could find essence beasts, that would be the best. If not, moving a few more minds back was also a very good thing. But now, Lin Fei was really quite disappointed. Another 5 years passed. The power of the primordial destruction energy increased again. Lin Fei, who had a level 8 perfect physical body, felt a huge threat. He was about to reach his limit. This primordial destruction world is really huge. No wonder it can keep devouring all the living continents. Lin Fei did not plan to continue. It was too dangerous. In the entire Saint Spirit domain, probably not many people could compare to him. He had traveled such a long distance to come here. In the end, apart from the primordial destruction energy, there was more primordial destruction energy. Master, there is something ahead. Chapter 30, 193. Little Fiend's sudden reminder surprised Lin Fei. Had he discovered something? Master, someone is coming in this direction. You have to be prepared. If you're not prepared, you'll probably end up in a sorry state. Lin Fei was still in a state of disappointment when Little Fiend's unexpected words stunned him. Someone is coming? I'll end up in a sorry state? It can't be. I'm a true expert now. In the elemental destruction world, the boundless elemental destruction energy was destroying everything. Divine senses couldn't be used in this place. If it wasn't for the system, Lin Fei wouldn't have dared to swagger around. After all, who knew when he would run into a terrifying danger? Therefore, if he didn't release his divine senses, Lin Fei really couldn't sense the movement in front of him. Let's see. In the next second, a three-dimensional image appeared. Lin Fei saw a shocking scene in the elemental destruction world. It was a golden war chariot. Jingguang shone brilliantly, illuminating half the area. It was very eye-catching in the black and white elemental destruction energy. The war chariot was eye-catching. What was even more eye-catching was that the golden war chariot was being pulled by a 10,000 feet long elemental beast that looked like a divine dragon. There were a total of 6 such elemental beasts galloping over. The 6 divine dragon elemental beasts were 10,000 feet long, and they were charging towards Lin Fei. Damn! This was the first time Lin Fei saw an expert in the elemental destruction world. The other party was definitely an expert. There was no doubt about it. Moreover, it was a very powerful one. Its background was also shocking. Just this power alone wasn't something that anyone could withstand. Boom, boom, boom. The 6 divine dragon elemental beasts were extremely fast. Everywhere they passed, the elemental destruction energy collapsed, and a powerful pressure crushed over. The huge impact was like a wave, wave after wave, sweeping everything away. The 6 divine dragon soul beasts raised their prideful heads and opened their mouths. Heavenly flames descended, covering the entire area. Brother Tian, what a joke! Whose family is this unlucky fellow? He doesn't even know how to dodge when he sees us. On the golden chariot stood a man and a woman. The man was handsome, and the woman was beautiful. At this moment, the woman was giggling as if what was happening in front of her was insignificant. Yeah, he deserved to die. The golden chariot charged forward domineeringly, leaving behind a golden shadow. Ba, ba, ba. After the golden chariot left, Lin Fei's body shook and a layer of black substance fell off his body. Wow, this flame is so powerful. If it was me last time, I would have died for sure. Lin Fei secretly frowned. Where did this person come from? The Saint Spirit realm doesn't seem to have such an expert. Lin Fei secretly frowned. Exchange for a tracking spell. Being made uneasy by the other party, coupled with the fact that it was not easy for him to meet such an expert. How could Lin Fei miss this opportunity? 100 million reputation points have been spent to exchange for a tracking spell. The tracking spell was not something ordinary spells could compare to. As long as Lin Fei wanted to, he could keep tracking without anyone noticing. 100 million reputation points was not a small amount. Lin Fei followed at a steady pace. Subconsciously, Lin Fei told himself that there would be new discoveries this time. Who would have thought that there would be such experts in Yuanya world? The 6 divine, dragon-like elemental beasts were also ridiculously powerful, with at least the strength of 5th-class ultimate gods. Master, they're starting to slow down. They seem to be getting close. I'll open up the 3D view for you. Under the tracking spell, Lin Fei could also view everything around the other party. That was one of the benefits of having 100 million reputation points. This is a city. No, it's a floating city. A huge city appeared in the 3D view. It was shrouded in Yuanya energy, and one could vaguely see elemental beasts flying and human figures moving in the big city. It's incredible. There's actually a city in Yuanya world. Lin Fei would not have believed it if he had not seen it with his own eyes. This place wasn't a place that anyone could enter as they pleased. What shocked Lin Fei the most was that this floating city was able to withstand the invasion of the Origin Annihilation power. This was the most inconceivable thing. Not even a continent could withstand it. Now a floating city had actually blocked it. It was really shocking. They've gone in. Lin Fei saw a man and a woman in the golden chariot. They seemed to be of noble status as they easily entered the floating city and moved around inside. A floating city. I've come to the right place. A place unknown to Saint Spirit domain experts. Lin Fei continued to stare at the city gate. Soon, all kinds of experts arrived at the floating city. Every expert who arrived had a grand entrance. However, compared to the person driving the golden chariot, they were obviously inferior. Nevertheless, their auras were extremely strong. This should be a very important place in Yuanya world. To be able to build such a floating city, the person in charge must be someone important. Lin Fei stared at the floating city. How can I get in? This floating city was obviously not an ordinary place. There was an elite guard at the city gate. They were all equipped with enchanted equipment that was even more advanced than what Lin Fei had. If they entered the Saint Spirit domain, they would definitely be able to wipe out all the major forces. However, Lin Fei observed for a long time. All the experts who entered the floating city seemed to have an identity. I have to get an identity. Lin Fei frowned slightly. I can only find someone who is alone and snatch an identity. Only then will I have a chance to enter this mysterious floating city. This was the most suitable method that Lin Fei could think of at the moment. Force his way in. It was not that it was impossible. It was just that the danger would be too great. Lin Fei did not think too much. A floating city might be guarded by a top-notch expert. He had a perfect level 8 body now, so there was nothing to fear. He did not want to reveal his strength so early. In a place far away from the floating city, Lin Fei started hunting. All he needed was a piece of identification. He did not know if he was unlucky or if there were not many people who went to the floating city. But Lin Fei did not meet any hunting targets. Until 2 years later, Little Devil hinted that someone was coming in this direction. They're finally here. Lin Fei revealed a look of joy. He was not afraid of no one, but he was afraid that no one would come. That was the most helpless thing. Young master, we don't have to be so anxious. We still have time. A group of 5 people were driving a special chariot over. At the same time, they could hear the people behind them talking. We don't have much time. If we delay any longer, we won't be able to enter Luofu City. Chapter 30, 194. You don't mind bringing me along, do you? Without warning, Lin Fei's voice exploded in their minds. Who is it? The experts behind the young lord's expression changed. They did not know someone was lurking around them. Come out. They could not find any trace of the other party, and suddenly felt a chill down their spine. "As you wish." Lin Fei showed himself not far from them. "You're courting death." One of the ultimate gods made a move and slashed 3 times. Each attack was fiercer than the one before, as he slashed at 3 different spots on Lin Fei's body. As a result, Lin Fei waved his hand. Kacha, kacha, kacha. The blade light collapsed and disappeared. "Young lord, be careful. This person is very strong." The ultimate god expert was not weak, as he was a 3rd-class ultimate god. He tested the other party's strength with 1 slash and easily broke the attack. He's at least a 4th-class ultimate god, maybe even a 5th-class ultimate god. "Sir, do you want to go in?" The young lord used his eyes to stop them from continuing. The other party only broke the attack and did not use his full strength. It could be seen that the other party was being merciful. It would not be the same if they continued to fight. "Yes, please bring me along." Lin Fei smiled. "I think it's good for everyone, don't you think so?" "Sure, no problem." The young lord agreed with a smile. The other party did not show much killing intent, so they were safe for the time being. "Young lord, this person is so strange. He actually came here with his physical body." One of the ultimate god's subordinates transmitted his voice. All the experts who came to Luofu City did not use chariots to open the way. It seems like no one relied on their physical body. After all, this is Yuanya world. How he came here is a secret. We don't have to worry about it. The young lord said. "No one who can come here is weak. Maybe we'll need to ask him for help next time." Ask him for help? The ultimate gods behind him did not believe the young lord. Although the ultimate gods were afraid of the other party's strength, they still believed that they could defeat the other party if they joined forces. Luofu City, City Gate. The group of elites exuded great pressure. Lin Fei had analyzed the strength of the elites from afar. When he faced them in person, he couldn't help but give them a thumbs up. They were stronger than he had imagined. This Luofu City is even more mysterious than I thought. The elite checked very carefully. Lin Fei temporarily became the bodyguard of the other party. The elites did not have any suspicions and let them pass. He passed the elite inspection. Lin Fei followed the young master into Luofu City. "Brother, this is your first time here, right?" the young master asked. "You are quite amazing to be able to find this place in the elemental destruction world. I was just lucky." Lin Fei said with a smile. "Luofu City is actually quite interesting, but you have to be careful. This place is quite chaotic. Don't offend those divinities, or else you'll be out of luck." The young master said, "If something really happens, you can say my name, Luo Yang." After leaving behind these words, the young master of Luoyang left with his subordinates. Scan Luofu City. Under Lin Fei's order, the system started operating. Casually walking on the streets of Luofu City, he would continuously encounter heavenly god experts. At the same time, there were also divinities. Divinities which were rarely seen in the saint spirit world seemed to have become a very common thing here. Scan complete. Master, do you want to check? Check. A 3D image appeared. In the tallest building in the innermost area, there is an incomparably powerful expert overseeing it. He should be the master of Luofu City. If master were to fight with him, there is only a 50% chance of victory. With a perfect physical body level 8, there was no doubt about Lin Fei's strength. This was also the reason why Lin Fei dared to roam around the elemental destruction world. Now, the system actually told him that there was an opponent he could not defeat in Luofu City, and that there was only a 50% chance of victory. 50% refers to his own strength, or the support of the system's prestige. Master's own strength. Lin Fei thought, if he can still fight with the support of prestige, then this Luofu City City Lord is too powerful. A 50% chance of victory could also be said that he might be defeated by the other party. This wasn't good news. Luo Fu City actually had such a powerful person overseeing it. Lin Fei thought that he was very awesome, but now it seemed that he was looking at the sky from the bottom of a well. Knowing that there was such an expert in Luo Fu City, Lin Fei had nothing to worry about. His 50% chance of victory was only because he did not have the support of prestige. Once he had the support of prestige, he would be able to easily beat the other party. Now, Lin Fei decided to take a good look around this Luo Fu City. A Luo Fu City in the elemental destruction world definitely did not have a simple background. Lin Fei walked around for 3 days and had a basic understanding of Luo Fu City. This Luo Fu City's origins were very mysterious, and when everyone knew about it, already existed. After paying a huge price, Lin Fei only heard that Luo Fu City would hold an auction every 5,000 years. All the experts he saw before were all here for the auction. This auction would auction all sorts of mysterious treasures, as well as all sorts of high-grade enchanted equipment. Each time, the mysterious faction in the elemental destruction world would arrange for people to come. During these 3 days, apart from hearing about the auction, Lin Fei also found out that there were many hidden factions in the elemental destruction world who had opened up special spaces. These special spaces were not small, and they could be auctioned off in Luo Fu City. Lin Fei couldn't help but be shocked that there were hidden factions in the elemental destruction world. There really were all sorts of strange things in this world. There was still some time before the auction. Lin Fei decided to just stay in Luo Fu City. In the blink of an eye, a month passed. Lin Fei also understood the power structure in Luo Fu City. The strongest was the Luo Fu City Lord, the #1 expert. No one knew how strong he was, but everyone knew that anyone who went against him would be destroyed. This Luo Fu City Lord had a secret technique called main Yuan double kill. Whether it was the main body or the clone, if one died, the other would definitely die. This was a peerless technique. When he heard this, even Lin Fei was shocked. He still couldn't kill both the main body and the clone at the same time, unless he used reputation. Even then, he needed 300 billion reputation to do it. Lin Fei couldn't bear to use it. However, he didn't have that much reputation right now. The Luo Fu City Lord's strength gave Lin Fei a big fright. Next were the 5 great clans of Luo Fu City. They split up most of the territory, and the Luo Fu City Lord didn't usually show himself. The 5 great clans were the biggest existences. Chapter 3195. 3 months later, Luo Fu City. The auction was about to begin. In those 3 months, Lin Fei had learned most of the situation in Luo Fu City, including the clan's experts and so on. The floating city built in Luo Fu City was not the first one. There were many in the You and Me world. To enter the floating city, one needed not only luck but also strength. If Lin Fei did not have the perfect level 8 physical body, he would not be able to travel through the You and Me world. Of course, Lin Fei's luck was not bad. It was said that there were many meta beasts in the You and Me world. Each of them was terrifyingly strong and could control the You and Me energy within a certain range to form attacks. If you were unlucky, a meta beast would be enough to kill you. Lin Fei was quite satisfied with his luck. He did not encounter any powerful meta beasts along the way. Apart from the floating, abandoned continent, there was nothing else. Auction hee. Standing at the entrance of the Luo Fu City's auction house, Lin Fei squinted his eyes. He was really looking forward to the auction. From the information he received, he knew a lot about the auction. The auction that was held once every 5,000 years would have all sorts of treasures, including some extremely high-grade treasures. Every time the auction was held, it would attract many experts who were attracted by its reputation. Those who could come to Luo Fu City were naturally from powerful factions. For example, many people from powerful clans entered the auction house, one after another. They were all ultimate god experts. Compared to the saintly spirit domain's powerful factions, there was a huge gap. It was not as simple as just a little bit. Those who were not ultimate gods would be embarrassed to go out. Lin Fei immediately thought of the great continent that was about to be unsealed. Perhaps the saintly spirit domain would be bustling at that time. Those hidden factions would probably enter the saintly spirit domain. He would not know if he did not see it, but he was shocked when he saw it. Those factions were all ridiculously strong. Lin Fei saw the man and woman who drove the golden chariot that day. They were surrounded by many people as they entered the auction house with pride. It's them. Just as Lin Fei was about to enter, 3 burly men with sharp auras appeared in front of Lin Fei. It's them. When the 3 burly figures walked into the auction hall, a scene appeared in Lin Fei's mind. He immediately knew who they were. Their auras were too familiar, at least to him. The 3 terrifying auras of the Beast Alliance Holy Land actually know this place. Lin Fei was secretly surprised by the 3 experts. If it wasn't for them, the Prestige Assist wouldn't have appeared, allowing his power to soar in such a short amount of time. He wouldn't have come to Luofu City in the depths of the elemental destruction world. Lin Fei would never misremember someone. Even the forces of the Black Domain had to treat these 3 people with respect. There were no restrictions on entering the auction house. Lin Fei easily entered the auction hall. Compared to the people sitting in the private rooms, he could only sit in the public seats, surrounded by private rooms on both sides. Lin Fei had no objections to this. Find those 3 fellows for me. Lin Fei ordered the system. Lin Fei was actually very petty towards those 3 fellows. He wanted to give them a proper gift, but he was wary of them after hearing what the guardian deity sect elder said. A 3-dimensional image appeared. They were the 3 experts from the Beast Alliance Holy Land. Right now, Lin Fei didn't feel much from their auras. Perhaps it was because they had restrained their auras and weren't as terrifying as before. Boss, I've asked around. There's a top-notch enchanted equipment in this auction. We must get it no matter what, said one of the burly figures. The middle-aged ultimate god with a lion's head who was addressed as boss had a pair of sharp and terrifying eyes. Where's that thing? It's also appeared, said the burly figure from before. All right, the continent is about to open. Once it does, our Saint Spirit domain will be bustling with activity. Currently, our Saint Spirit domain has almost all the good stuff. When the continent is unsealed, ultimate gods will gather. We must get that thing. That's right. Lin Fei listened in for a while, but did not hear any useful information. They seemed to be talking in riddles. Whatever. They'll tell us when the thing appears. Half an hour later, the auction began. An ultimate god presided over that day's auction. The moment he came up, he started with a bunch of meaningless words. Fortunately, the ultimate god knew it was boring and quickly got to the main topic. Auctions were always the same. They started with some ordinary items and slowly stirred up everyone's emotions. In fact, the auction here was the same. Now we're auctioning a high-end enchanted equipment, Dark Divine Armor. It can release a dark clone at a critical moment and deflect 90% of the damage. As soon as this high-end enchantment item appeared, it immediately attracted everyone's attention. The price went up quickly. It's really a high-end enchanted equipment. Lin Fei saw the Dark Divine Armor release a clone in front of him to resist 90% of the attacks, while the remaining 10% landed on the ultimate god. It could withstand attacks below rank 5 ultimate god. It was quite a good item. Lin Feng had harvested a large number of ores and extracted a large number of materials. The art of enchantment was not as simple as he thought. Hence, he had yet to create it. Starting from the high-end enchanted equipment, the auction that night gradually reached its climax. One by one, high-end enchantments emerged one after another. For the ultimate gods in the private rooms, they did not seem to be that attractive. The ultimate gods who were sitting in the public seats kept bidding and repeatedly set new records. Now we're auctioning a rank 3 ultimate god elixir. There's an 80% chance of breaking through to the rank 3 ultimate god realm after consuming it. This thing was very rare. At least, it was Lin Fei's first time hearing of such an item being auctioned. There are all kinds of items being auctioned in Luofu City, which was an eye-opener for Lin Fei. He did not know there were so many good things, even though they were useless. As long as he had prestige, he could easily obtain powerful killing moves. Those treasures were not that attractive. Now, we're auctioning an element destruction space produced by a special space. There's only one chance, so don't miss it. I can't guarantee that there won't be another one in the next auction. Lin Fei, who had been listless, finally perked up when he heard about the element destruction space. That was a good thing. Luofu City was an element destruction space. Otherwise, how could mere building materials withstand the invasion of the element destruction space? The element destruction space had always been a hot item, as there was no safer place than building it in the element destruction world. The element destruction space alone was enough to make people suffer. Even an ultimate god would not be able to withstand it. It would be strange if such a space did not become a hot item. Chapter 3196. Once the yuan extinguishing space appeared, the atmosphere of the scene became lively. Although the item being auctioned was a medium-sized yuan extinguishing space, it was still a very good item. The starting price is 100,000 mid-grade primal stones. Primal stones were a special kind of stone that was born in the yuan extinguishing world. Luofu City used this kind of thing. Primal stones were divided into several grades: low grade, mid-grade, high grade, and even supreme grade. 150,000 mid-grade primal stones. 180,000 mid-grade primal stones. 230,000 mid-grade primal stones. The price quickly rose from 100,000 mid-grade primal stones to 500,000 mid-grade primal stones. Almost all the bidders came to their private rooms. No one in the auction house dared to make a bid. 500,000 mid-grade primal stones was equal to 50 million low-grade primal stones. The ratio between low-grade primal stones and mid-grade primal stones was 1 to 100. One could imagine how expensive and rare primal stones were. And yuan extinguishing space easily went up to 500,000 mid-grade primal stones. These fellows are really rich. Lin Fei was not in a hurry to make a move. He was still very interested in the yuan extinguishing space. Anyone would be interested in a city built in the yuan extinguishing world. Building a city in the yuan extinguishing world, establishing a clan, and living in seclusion was a very successful thing. 500,000. Is there anyone higher than 500,000? The divinity host shouted. 550,000. A voice came from a private room. 600,000. A new round of bidding began. The yuan extinguishing space quickly broke through 820,000 primal stones. It was close to 100 million low-grade primal stones. It was a very large number. Lin Fei observed for a while. Currently, the competition for the origin extinguisher space was split among the 3 private rooms. Very quickly, the speed slowed down. It seemed like the price had reached its limit. Master, it's time to earn prestige. Little Evil Demon laughed evilly. Even without Little Evil Demon's reminder, Lin Fei would also make a move. As for primal stones, Lin Fei did not have many on him. It was not easy to obtain primal stones here. He had only sold a piece of enchanted equipment from a gang for several tens of thousands of low-grade primal stones. Hundreds of thousands of mid-grade primal stones could not be taken out at the moment. This time, Lin Fei decided to be domineering for once. Who asked him to need prestige? He should be able to gain some prestige here. With the Luofu City Lord's 50% fighting strength, Lin Fei had nothing to fear. Being able to earn some money here was not a bad thing. After all, he had changed his appearance. Wait a little longer, there's no rush. After 820,000 mid-grade primordial stones, one of the 3 private rooms retreated, no longer participating in the auction. The remaining 2 private rooms started a new round of bidding, starting from 820,000 and going all the way to 920,000. Lin Fei could clearly hear the discussions of the people around him. It was clear that this price was almost the limit. 920,000. Is there anyone higher than this? Lin Fei felt that it was time to act. 1 million. Lin Fei raised his hand and shouted an extremely high price. In the public seats, an ultimate god shouted out 1 million mid-grade primordial stones, which undoubtedly gave everyone quite a fright. One by one, they turned around to look. Who is that? I don't think I know him. It can't be 1 million, he's crazy. Doesn't he know that the people in the private rooms above are all from major factions? Everyone looked over and saw that it was an unfamiliar middle-aged man. There was actually someone who wanted to snatch food from a tiger's mouth from a major faction. The ultimate god host was also shocked. Could it be that this person had some sort of background? To the auction house, the higher the price, the better. As for just shouting out a price without taking out any primordial stones, up until now, no one had dared to do that in Luofu City. Those who had done so had all been sent to the mines, and if they were unlucky, they might even die in the mines. Therefore, there was almost no one who dared to randomly shout out a price in Luofu City. Luofu City, these 3 words were a deterrent. 1,030,000. That private room shouted out a price again. 1,300,000. Dilly-dallying like this is really too boring. Lin Fei ignored the gazes of the people around him and shouted out an extremely high price. The sudden increase of 270,000 shocked everyone once again. Lin Fei could clearly see that his prestige was increasing. Choosing to be high profile is the right choice. Lin Fei lazily leaned against the wall. The more indifferent he looked, the more mysterious it was to those people. This fellow might have some sort of background. Ordinary people would not dare to randomly shout out a price, and no one would dare to offend the major faction in the private room. Naturally, no one doubted Lin Fei's identity. How many ultimate gods who could come to Luofu City were simple. None of them had a powerful background. The private room fell silent. Congratulations to this cultivator for successfully bidding for the Yuan extinguished space. Everyone's gaze once again landed on Lin Fei. This fellow with a powerful background had really bid for the Yuan extinguished space from the mouth of a major faction. Who is that fellow? He's really brave, daring to snatch something from us. Let's go and find out who this fellow is. He doesn't seem to care about 1 million primordial stones. What an interesting fellow, daring to snatch food from a tiger's mouth. The people in the private room only paid attention to it for a while and did not pay much attention to it. It was not the first time they had seen something like this. There would always be some interesting things happening in the auction that was held once every 5,000 years. Such a small matter was really not a big deal. However, the people in the private room who were fighting for the Yuan extinguished space were now very unhappy. Brother Tian, that fellow is so annoying. He actually dared to snatch our Yuan extinguished space. We must kill him. The person in the private room was Brother Tian, who drove the 6-headed meta beast divine dragon chariot back then. Lin Fei did not go to check on the situation in the private room as he was not interested. Wasn't it more interesting to be unknown? The person called Brother Tian had a woman in palace attire in his arms and was emitting a cold, killing intent. In front of them, an image appeared. It was the scene of the crowd below. I hate this fellow. Brother Tian laughed. All right. When the auction is over, I will personally kill him. He deserves to die for daring to snatch something from our beautiful fairy. At least I have saved 1,300,000 mid-grade primordial stones. After the yuan extinguished space, there was nothing that attracted Lin Fei's attention for the time being. That was until another item appeared. The auction item now is the yuan extinguish sacred lotus that can only be found in the depths of the yuan extinguish realm. One flower can kill an ultimate god. A black and white yuan extinguish sacred lotus was brought up. It was a very strange lotus that instantly gave off a fatal feeling of terror. Chapter 30, 197. The appearance of the origin extinguishing sacred lotus caused a great sensation. The people in the private room did not know. The experts in the public seats could not control the excitement on their faces. Luofu City is too amazing to be able to bring this thing out from inside. Yeah, the last time the origin extinguishing sacred lotus appeared, it killed a level 7 ultimate god. I didn't expect it to appear in the auction this time. Those big forces are probably here for this thing. This is going to be interesting. Everyone around them had heard about how powerful this thing was. Lin Fei was confused. However, he could make out one thing. This thing was a huge threat. Master, those 3 from the Beast Alliance, Sacred Ground, seem to be here for this thing too. Little Devil turned the image around. In the private room, the 3 Beast Alliance, Sacred Ground experts had no idea they were being monitored by the system. The news was right. It really appeared. The origin extinguishing sacred lotus is a special existence that only grows in the depths of the origin extinguishing realm. I didn't expect Luofu City to get their hands on it. One flower can kill a level 7 ultimate god and severely injure a level 8 ultimate god. We must get our hands on it no matter what. The tone of the 3 Beast Alliance Sacred Ground experts became very serious at that moment. Lin Fei was quite surprised. Are they going to kill some expert? Don't tell me they're going to use it to kill me in one shot. The origin extinguishing realm is really a special existence. The origin extinguishing energy that could easily destroy a world could give birth to such a magical existence. Of course, such a good thing belongs to me. The starting price of 1 million mid-grade primordial stones was not very high. At least it was for the time being. However, everyone knew that the temptation of this treasure could not be compared to the yuan extinguished space from before. This was a true life-saving treasure. Any ultimate god expert would not easily make a move if they knew you had such a treasure. The final price of the origin extinguishing sacred lotus might even exceed 7 million mid-grade primordial stones. It all depended on how determined the people were to compete for it. Any ultimate god would not reject such a precious treasure. 5 million, I'll take it. The bidding price had just been announced. Lin Fei was the first to bid. 5 million mid-grade primordial stones was his first bid. He did not need to pay for it, so he could bid whatever he wanted. The gazes of the surrounding people changed. This person was really bold. He actually shouted such a high price as soon as he came up. Was he trying to scare everyone? The host, the divine, venerable god, smiled brightly. Today's auction would probably fetch a high price. This cultivator has bid 5 million. Is there anyone who wants to bid higher? Lin Fei's 5 million was completely out of the ordinary. It was beyond everyone's expectations. With such a high price, how were they supposed to continue playing? The people in the private room were all cursing. They had never seen anyone bid like this. They were starting to doubt the integrity of Luofu City and whether they had arranged for someone to raise the price. 1 million. 3 million. 5 million. The bidding price quickly reached 6 million mid-grade primal stones. Lin Fei raised his hand again. 8 million. Such a good thing is worth this price. This time, everyone was shocked into a complete mess, suddenly raising the price by 2 million mid-grade primordial stones. Where did this lunatic come from? He was simply too crazy. What is that bastard trying to do? He even dares to bid 8 million. I really want to go down and kill that bastard. He's doing it on purpose. He's definitely doing it. He's too much of a bastard. He's not letting us bid." The people in the private room all jumped up. They might not have felt anything last time, but now they really hated this fellow. Others increased the price by tens of thousands at a time, yet he suddenly increased it by 2 million. This was a completely provocative act. 8 million mid-grade primordial stones made many people in the private room give up. Facing such a lunatic, who knew what price he would bid? If this wasn't Luo Fu City, they would definitely teach him a lesson. What a joke! This was Luo Fu City. Even if they were 100 times more courageous, they wouldn't dare to do such a thing. 1 million. 2 million. There were still a few private rooms that bid. At the same time, on the highest floor of Luo Fu City's auction. "Young master, there's a situation below." A trusted aide walked in and respectfully stood in front of a young master. "What's the situation?" Luo Lai stood up. A white-haired young man stood up. He was the person in charge of Luo Fu City's auction and also the third son of the city lord. He was in charge of this area. "There's a mysterious person bidding for the origin extinguishing sacred lotus. His bidding is extremely crazy. We investigated and didn't find any information on him. We're worried that he's here to cause trouble." Luo Lai laughed. You're too nervous. Who would dare to cause trouble in Luo Fu City? Or are you worried that he's sent by the other cities? The trusted aide stopped talking. "Don't worry. No one will dare to cause trouble here." Luo Lai wasn't worried. Over the years, no one had ever dared to cause trouble here. In the Beast Alliance, Sacred Lands, private room. "Damn it, who is that guy?" Another 2 million mid-grade primordial stones. Now it's already 10 million. Should we continue? The third brother's expression changed. He gritted his teeth and burst out with killing intent. "It's too high, it's not worth it." The second brother shook his head. "No one knows what price he'll bid." The 3 Beast Alliance sacred grounds brought a lot of primordial stones, but compared to that guy, they seemed to be poor ghosts. 12 million. "I'm taking this thing. Everyone, don't fight with me. You guys don't have as much money as I do." "Ha." Facing the box above, Lin Fei made a bold statement. Those words made everyone boil, especially the surrounding people. Each of them looked like they had seen a ghost. Who is this guy? Provoking all the hierarch experts in the box? Especially that last sentence. It wasn't a normal kind of disdain. "You're quite arrogant." 13 million. A dissatisfied voice came from a box. "I'd like to see how powerful you are compared to our Tian clan." The 2 words Tian clan immediately caused a commotion. In the origin destruction world, clans were almost all represented by cities. For example, the Tian clan was the clan that controlled Tianxia City and was considered one of the more powerful cities. "Our Yellow Spring City is rich too." 14 million. Another city jumped out, this one with an illustrious reputation. They were all infuriated by Lin Fei's words. How dare he look down on them? Lin Fei saw that his prestige was increasing. Being high profile was still very useful. TSK only 2. How boring. Lin Fei laughed. "That's it? I still want to have some fun with you guys. By the way, let me tell you guys, as long as I like something in the auction today, no one can compete with me. You guys can't." Chapter 30, 198. This action was incomparably crazy. All the experts in the auction site were shocked. Terrifying might was released from each private room. Although it was not released, the formless pressure from the private rooms made it hard for the experts in the public seats to breathe. That fellow is too arrogant. He even dares to say such words. Crazy, he must be crazy. Doesn't he think about what will happen to him once he leaves Luofu City? All the experts sitting around ran away one by one. What a joke. If they didn't run now, they would be mistaken as accomplices. That would be courting death. Very quickly, Lin Fei's surroundings became empty. Those that could be avoided had all been avoided. Lin Fei lazily glanced and extended his hand. 20 million. Who told me to have money? Continue, I'm listening. Tianxia City and Yellow Spring City were both large cities. True experts were as common as clouds, and they were famous in elemental destruction world. However, an unknown fellow had once again called out a high price and refreshed everyone's understanding. This was completely opposing them. Madman! 20 million, I don't believe he can take it out. The private room roared. Lin Fei shook his head and was very disappointed. Looks like you don't dare to speak. Then, I'm sorry, this killing lotus belongs to me. The auctioneer started to worry. He didn't want to meet such an arrogant fellow. If he couldn't take out the money, then their Luofu city would truly become a joke. I want this one. This item is not bad, I want it too. Money is not a problem. Lin Fei continuously raised his hand and called out prices. The price was ridiculously high, and he didn't give the people in the private room any chance. If they could see the situation in the private room, they would definitely be frightened by the killing intent. There had never been a person who could snatch something in front of them, yet he did it so calmly, not putting them in his eyes at all. There is no such person? How is this possible? Looks like this person isn't showing his true face. No matter where he came from, he can forget about leaving Luofu City today. Our items aren't that easy to snatch. Everyone in the private room was actually suppressing their anger with great difficulty. Here in Luofu City, the rules still had to be followed. One treasure after another. As long as Lin Fei took a liking to it, he would bid for them all. The auction house had become a chance for him to shine. Others were bidding for a few 100,000, and you were bidding for 1 million. How could he continue playing? Now we will auction the last treasure of the day, a treasure from a secret realm in the depths of the Yuan Mia world, the Origin Magnetic Divine Saber, according to our analysis. This saber is evaluated as a 7th-class divine weapon. As soon as the call ended, everyone was shocked by this divine weapon. However, with that unknown fellow present, it seemed impossible to see a huge battle. No matter how much the people in the private room bid, they couldn't beat that person. After a long time, everyone gave up. In a situation where they couldn't win, who would fight for it? What if he was tricked? They didn't have the confidence to be lazy. The starting price is 8 million primal stones. The venue was very quiet. Everyone looked in Lin Fei's direction. Such a good thing. Why is no one bidding? Since no one is bidding, I will bid. Lin Fei said with a smile, 30 million primal stones. A divine venerable weapon of such quality is completely worth this price. Lin Fei smiled and shouted a price. 30 million primal stones. This price wasn't very high. Everyone in the private room was silent. Now they just wanted to see Lin Fei's misfortune. By then the auction would be held again, so they didn't need to waste time here. They didn't believe that an unknown and mysterious person could take out a total of 100 million primal stones, and mid-grade primal stones at that. The production of primal stones was not much. Taking out tens of millions of primal stones at once was an astronomical figure. It wasn't something that any force could afford. Congratulations, you have successfully bid for the Origin Magnetic Divine Saber. At this point, the auction was considered to have ended. The big shots in the private room came out one by one. Their gazes automatically fell on Lin Fei. Their gazes seemed to see through Lin Fei from head to toe. A good auction was ruined by this bastard. Everyone was quite unhappy. If they could kill, this guy would have been killed many times over. Sir, have you thought about your fate? A white-haired young man came down with raging, killing intent in his eyes. You want to kill me? Lin Fei laughed, as expected of a disciple of a big family. You can even say that you want to kill someone in such an open and above-board manner. The white-haired young man was Tianxia City's Tian family's disciple, Tianju. He was a true divine venerable. To be able to become a divine, venerable expert at this age, the Tian family's foundation was very terrifying. You aren't that stupid after all. Divine, venerable Tianju laughed. No one has ever dared to be unscrupulous in front of us. Our Yellow Spring City must kill this person. Yellow Spring City's Huang family's disciple, Divine Venerable Huangli, also a divine venerable expert, came out with eyes full of killing intent. Before that, I want to see if he has the financial resources to pay. Another divine venerable walked out. It was a young master, Brother Tian. Everyone was certain that this person could not take out the primeval stones, which was why they spoke so unscrupulously. Tens of millions of mid-grade primeval stones. If it were them, they would also be under great pressure, not to mention the other party was a nobody. Lin Fei was still as lazy as ever. He slowly stood up. Are you sure you want to kill me? Lin Fei stared at them. Instead of being killed by me? To be honest, you have no ability to resist me at all. All the forces present were infuriated. This guy was really arrogant. The people present were all ultimate gods from big cities. They had the support of a big city. They had all kinds of high-end enchantments and could easily deal with any ultimate god. For example, they could take out all kinds of good things in the auction today. Only after participating in the auction would one know that there were all kinds of powerful treasures in the Yuan Mia world. Any one of them could kill a divine, venerable expert. That was not said casually. It was the conclusion of countless divine, venerable experts. Cultivator, do you want to pay the primeval stones here or somewhere else? And divine, venerable expert from the auction venue came up and asked. Lin Fei had caused too much of a commotion. Therefore, the auction venue could not help but worry. It was not difficult to organize another auction, but it was a mess this time. It would have a great impact on Luofu City's reputation. I'll do it here. You can bring the item over now. Lin Fei laughed. Chapter 30, 199. No matter if it was the big powers that came out from the private rooms or the other experts that participated in the auction, they were all looking forward to what was about to happen. Many people believed that this person would not be able to take out that many source stones. The most important thing was the middle-grade source stones. Normally, low-grade source stones were the most common, but middle-grade source stones were not normal. Carrying 100 or 200,000 on him was already considered a lot. Lin Fei would definitely not leave this place. He needed to continuously expose himself to gain prestige. If he went inside, what would he be able to do? It wasn't easy for him to anger everyone. Was it easy for him? Lin Fei naturally chose to trade here and take a few good things along the way. For example, Yuan Extinguishing Space, Yuan Magnetic Divine Blade, and other treasures. As for offending Luofu City, so be it. There was no effect or threat anyway. Lin Fei's actions had undoubtedly caused many people to be secretly shocked. Could he really take out that many source stones? This was in front of everyone. At that time, without saying a word, they wouldn't mind taking down Lin Fei. They believed that the people in the auction house would be very happy to see it. The things were quickly delivered. The treasures were all placed on a tray, and on the tray was temporarily sealed an exclusive formation seal. Without someone to open it, it would not be easy to break it. This was a conservative seal. It seemed to have come in handy this time. No matter how powerful the other party was, they would not be able to break it in a short period of time. Cultivator, all the things you have bid for are here. You can check them one by one, or you can pay for them one by one. The auction house's divinity said. On the tray, there were many treasures. Among them, the most eye-catching was the Yuan Magnetic Divine Blade, an unprecedented 7th-rank divine weapon. This was a rare good item, and the most special thing was that the Yuan Magnetic Divine Blade could ignore 70 to 80% of the enchanted attribute's protection. With one slash, the enchanted treasure would lose its effect. This would be very powerful. 70 to 80% of the enchanted treasure's attributes could be ignored. This was very rare. Lin Fei arrived in front of the tray. He first stopped on the Yuan magnetic divine blade for a moment, then Yuan extinguishing space, and then a few good treasures. Not bad, not bad. Lin Fei was very satisfied. Everything was here. The auction house's hierarch smiled and said, "It's good that you're satisfied. The items that our Luofu city is auctioning are all found in ruins in the depths of the Qi Yuan destruction world. They're all good items that can't be found outside." Hierarch Tianju could not wait for Lin Fei to make a fool of himself. Then he would be able to see his opponent's misfortune. "This item is not bad, but it's a pity that you can't take out the primordial stones." Hierarch Tianju laughed. "Don't let them wait too long. That's nearly 100 million primary stones." "That's right. If you have the money, take it out. That way we'll be convinced." Revered Divinity Huang Li also said. His voice was full of ridicule. Trying to act all high and mighty in front of people like them? Was there something wrong with his head? The ultimate gods at the auction were also looking forward to it. If the other party really took it out, he would definitely be a big customer. They liked such a big customer very much. Lin Fei turned around. "From what you're saying, if I don't take it out, you'll attack me. Stop pretending. You can't take out the primary stones anyway. Since you can't take it out, then what's the point of pretending? You might as well be honest and be lenient. Maybe Luofu City will be merciful. The mining time might even be reduced from 100,000 years to 50,000 years." They were very happy to see Lin Fei unable to take out any primary stones. Lin Fei suddenly sighed. "Sigh, you guys are really amazing. You guys guessed right. I really don't have a single primary stone, but you guys are still so stupid. How boring." Hearing Lin Fei admit it, everyone was speechless. He really came to cause trouble. You still dare to say it so confidently? You really don't regard Luofu City as anything at all. He did not respect the ultimate gods present at all. He really did not know what right he had to stand there. "Ha ha ha! I already said that this guy has no money." Hierarch Tianju laughed loudly. "Hierarch Fang, why aren't you immediately arresting him? This person came to cause trouble on purpose. We must thoroughly investigate this matter. Arrest him immediately." They still hoped that Lin Fei would be able to hold on, but after a few words, they immediately admitted it. It was like punching cotton, unable to exert any strength. The hierarch of the auction, Hierarch Fangzheng, was like his name, an extremely old-fashioned person. Otherwise, he wouldn't have presided over the auction. He didn't give face to anyone and was always merciless in doing things. "You don't have enough primary stones to pay for these treasures." Hierarch Fangzheng stared at Lin Fei. Behind him, the experts of the auction quietly surrounded him. As long as they gave the order, they would immediately arrest him. It had been a long time since anyone dared to cause trouble in Luofu City. Lin Fei shook his head. "Actually, I wanted to give it to them, but since they wanted to see me make a fool of myself, I had to fulfill their wish no matter what. So, I had no choice but to grant their wish." The expressions of those hierarchs immediately changed. "Hierarch Fang, don't listen to his nonsense. It's clear that he can't take out the primary stones and is deliberately framing us. He definitely can't take out the primary stones. That's why he said that. He's too despicable. We didn't want him to make a fool of himself. It's just that his behavior during the auction is very ugly, so we have to remind him." These hierarchs secretly sucked in a breath of cold air. "This bastard is too shameless. Take the blame? Who would dare? If they were to insist that they had forced him, no one would be willing to face the wrath of Luofu City." They wanted to draw a clear line to prevent Hierarch Fangzheng from suspecting them. They looked at Lin Fei with eyes filled with killing intent. Was he going to drag them down even if he died? They had seen shameless people, but they had never seen such a shameless person. They were speechless. "Cultivator, do you want these treasures or not?" Hierarch Fang Zheng's expression became serious. Please give me a clear answer. If this person gave an answer, Hierarch Fang Zheng would immediately arrest him and give these people an explanation. What if I have the money? Lin Fei smiled. His expression seemed like a provocation, no matter how one looked at it. Arrest him. Hierarch Fang Zheng gave the order to arrest him first. As for whether he had any background or not, they would just apologize afterwards. Whoosh whoosh! 2 golden rays of light swept towards Lin Fei. This was an enchantment treasure. It could bind people and seal their energy in an instant. It was a very common item in the big cities of the elemental destruction realm. The enchantment treasure had a domineering name, Golden Sealing Chain. 100 million reputation points. Exchange for ignore all skills. Lin Fei took a step back and reached out to grab the tray. Chapter 30, 200. Divine Lord Fang Zheng and everyone else were laughing at that guy's stupid behavior. Snatching the treasure on the tray? It was not that no one had ever done that before, but they all ended up badly. Besides, the power of the seal on the tray could easily hurt an ultimate god. No matter how strong that guy was, he would not be able to snatch the treasure. He's really fighting. That guy is done for. No one will have a good ending if he dares to behave atrociously here. That guy is really bold. I haven't seen him show any fear since the beginning. I really don't know where he came from. Lin Fei reached out to grab the thing on the tray. The power of the seal, which could hurt an ultimate god in an instant, seemed non-existent in front of Lin Fei. The metamagnet divine saber fell on Lin Fei. It was an item without an owner. Whoosh! He turned around and slashed at the golden seal chain. Jin Guang was cut in half instantly. It's quite sharp. I like it. Ha ha ha. Lin Fei laughed and slashed horizontally. A terrifying and dangerous aura swept across. Those ultimate gods who had been gossiping became the target of the attack. Come and have a try. Get out of the way. Lin Fei grabbed the metamagnet divine saber from the tray. It was beyond everyone's expectations. All of them froze, their faces stiffened, and their minds went blank. We can't stop him. Asshole. How did he get it? The power of the metamagnet divine saber was extremely terrifying. Everyone was the first to bear the brunt of the attack. When they came back to their senses, the terrifying power swept over them. Bang, bang, bang. One by one, their bodies were cut in half. The ultimate gods were no exception. None of the experts who had mocked Fang Zheng were spared. The entire auction venue fell into silence. You, who exactly are you? Divine Lord Fang Zheng was sweating all over. He was not hit. The power of the metamagnet divine saber crushed him. That feeling of despair and helplessness lingered in his heart, and he could not get rid of it in a short time. The seal on the tray was not broken, but it was not triggered either. That was the most terrifying thing. That meant his opponent's strength had reached an extremely terrifying level. Just think of me as a passerby. Lin Fei killed those arrogant fellows with a single slash. Then he turned around and reached for the tray again, taking away the treasures one by one. The seal on the tray had not been activated. Passing by? What kind of reason was that? The primordial destruction world was so huge. Why didn't you pass by Tianxia City or Netherworld City? Senior, don't you think this is going too far? Venerable Fang Zheng gritted his teeth. There had never been a senior who didn't take Luofu City seriously. Going too far. Lin Fei laughed. If you like it, then take it. Catch me if you can. Divine Supremacy Fang Zheng spat out a mouthful of blood. You will regret this. Lin Fei didn't mind. Really? I don't think so. After putting away the items and completing the mission, it was time to leave. His trip to the elemental destruction world had been more fruitful than he had imagined. All that was left was to gain prestige. By the way, my name is Outyen. I'll come to Luofu City again in the future if I have nothing to do. This place is really nice, and I like it. Lin Fei swaggered as he prepared to leave. Space Seal. Without any warning, ripples appeared in the surrounding space as the auction hall's doors closed one after another. Aren't you looking down on us by causing trouble in Luofu City? As soon as the surrounding space fluctuated, a voice rang out. A young man in black armor arrived, escorted by several people. He's President Luo Lai. This is interesting. President Luo Lai can control the entire auction hall's building. That guy won't be able to escape, even if he has wings. I heard President Luo Lai is a level 6 ultimate god with many high-end enchantments and a top-grade enchantment treasure. He'll definitely be able to suppress that arrogant guy. The heavenly gods in the auction hall also had their eyes glued to the scene. Today's scene was too unexpected, seeing such a big scene. President Luo Lai was also quite angry at that moment. That guy that he didn't care about had actually caused such a huge commotion. Tianxia City, Acheron City, and other ultimate gods were killed by the metamagnet Divine Saber. Their Luofu City was really suffering in silence. If not for the fact that the people in the auction hall were all Luo Lai's men, he would have suspected that they had been bribed by someone else. They could just take whatever they wanted, as if it was their own home. It did not feel good at all. Lin Fei stopped and turned to look at the white-haired young man with a rare anger on his dignified face. Yeah, I really don't care about Luofu City. Why? Are you going to make a move too? Lin Fei swung the metamagnet Divine Saber in his hand. Believe it or not, I'll cut you down with your auction weapon. I believe it'll be very interesting. Endure, I must endure. The people Luo Lai usually met were all proper people, and not someone like that guy. I haven't made a move in a long time. I hope your arrogance is worthy of your strength. Luo Lai was the president and the city lord's third son, so he rarely made a move. Whoa! After a clear and crisp sound, a shadow appeared in front of Lin Fei. The surrounding space quickly twisted like a spiral. A spear with a black luster pierced towards him. So Luo Lai was a spear expert. Clang! Lin Fei slashed with a saber, but he was a step too slow. The opponent's spear pierced his chest. This was the first time he was slower than the opponent. A huge force surged forth. After a loud sound, Lin Fei was forced to take 3 steps back. Cracks covered his entire body, looking as though he would shatter with the slightest touch. This is Third Young Master's self-created Spear Shock. How terrifying. One move and the opponent's body shattered. Third Young Master is mighty and domineering. Many gods present knew that young Master Luo Lai was powerful. A simple spear had shattered the opponent's body. That was amazing. President Luo Lai pointed at the black spear. Luofu City isn't a place where you can be impudent. To be able to withstand my spear without your body shattering, you are indeed powerful. However, that's all. My spear is a high-end enchanted weapon. It has an illusion within it. The attack you saw was actually fake. Thus, no one has ever been able to block my spear. You have disappointed me. President Luo Lai shook his head. Tell me everything. Who ordered you to do that? Ha 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 ha. You are indeed powerful to be able to shatter my body. However, this kind of attack is still not enough. Crash. Chapter 3201. Luo Lai was very confident in his own strength. Many people had suffered greatly from his spear attack, as it was impossible to defend against it. With the help of the illusion enchantment and his own powerful strength, the power of each spear attack was beyond its peak. Luo Lai did not take it seriously, even though the opponent had the metamagnet Divine Saber. The grade 7 divine weapon depended on who the opponent was fighting against. One hit. Luo Lai had seriously injured his opponent with dense cracks all over his body. The opponent no longer had the strength to fight. He actually recovered. Lin Fei's instant recovery of his physical body undoubtedly caused Luo Lai to reveal a surprised expression. It was not easy for Lin Fei to recover so quickly after receiving a spear strike from him. Again, show me your full strength. Lin Fei's perfect body was at the 8th layer. The opponent's attack just now had only injured the outermost layer, which was like a tickle to him. He was completely fine. To be able to leave cracks on his body, the opponent was considered strong among the younger generation. Ordinary ultimate gods would not be able to withstand it at all. Interesting. Whoosh! Whoosh! Luo Lai attacked again as illusions appeared one after another. Those illusions were so lifelike that it was impossible to tell which was real or fake. Luo Lai was also certain that his opponent could not break through his illusions, as it was not easy to deal with that kind of enchantment. He stabbed his opponent more than 10 times in a row. Unless his opponent had something like the Eye of Truth, he would not be able to defend against his attacks at all. A series of loud noises made everyone's heart go numb. President Luo Lai is too powerful. Even a strong body can't withstand this kind of attack. That guy still wants to fight President Luo Lai to the end. I really don't know where his confidence comes from. No one was optimistic about Lin Fei's chances. Lin Fei did not use his prestige and purely relied on the metamagnet divine saber. He kept attacking with his saber, but each time he missed, he was met with attacks on his body. He's really strong. An ordinary ultimate god spear attack can't even withstand 7 or 8 attacks. Under the perfect body state, Lin Fei's body was full of cracks. It was a tragic sight no matter how one looked at it. His spear technique also contains the power of the space sect. There are even several other kinds of enchantment hidden in it. Lin Fei was hit more than 20 times. There was another power seeping into his body, continuously accumulating, forming another terrifying power. This was a pincer attack. Lin Fei couldn't think of any way to solve it. Even with the metamagnet divine saber in his hands, it was all in vain. His opponent had used his techniques and enchanted treasures to forcibly suppress the power of the metamagnet divine saber. Lin Fei was fine, but for Luo Lai it was not a good thing. What kind of body refining technique did he cultivate? His body actually didn't collapse under my attack. He, who had seen many things, was dumbfounded this time. Logically speaking, the other party's physical body should have long collapsed. There was no way he could have lasted until now. Even though his body was covered in cracks, it did not look like it was going to shatter. A shadow appeared in Luo Lai's heart. The situation did not seem good. 100 combo! Luo Lai shouted. Behind him, 100 phantoms appeared. Each of them had the same aura and shot out their spears in unison. The sky was filled with spear shadows that attacked like raindrops. The power of these spear shadows instantly increased. Hundreds of them gathered together, and with a whoosh, a thick spear shadow directly pierced Lin Fei's chest. The power in his body also detonated, and a huge black hole instantly appeared. Everyone could only hear the sound of the earth shaking. Under such an attack, the auction hall seemed to be unaffected. That person is done for. That's 100 combo, an internal and external attack. He's definitely finished. The battle was too shocking. Under that kind of attack, none of them present thought that they could withstand it. One spear attack was enough to let them experience despair. This guy who could last so long under Luo Lai's attack could be considered powerful. With such strength, which big city wouldn't welcome him, he just had to come here to cause trouble. Luo Lai's move had also consumed a lot of energy to break the other party's physical body. He did not believe that the other party's physical body could withstand his attack. Clap, clap, clap. The sound of applause echoed in the auction hall. What a powerful killer move. Lin Fei's strong physical body was torn open at this time. It was the size of a fist, and his chest was slightly dented. Unfortunately, it's useless against me. With a thought, Lin Fei's physical body recovered to its original state. Your city, Lord, might be able to injure me, but you can't. Lin Fei shook his head. Now have a taste of my move. There was a loud crack. Lin Fei stepped on the stone floor beneath him, and with a crack, the floor began to crack. The crack spread all the way down, covering the entire auction hall in an instant. The floor of the auction hall, which had not been affected by such a big move just now, was shattered by Lin Fei's violent stomp. Crack, 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 crack. Huge cracks appeared on the ground. At the same time, the sealed space also began to collapse at this time. Loud cracking sounds continued to spread out. Not good. This place is going to collapse. No one knew which expert shouted, but everyone ran outside. The sealed space also lost its effect, and everyone rushed out like a swarm of bees. At the same time, a loud sound spread throughout Luofu City. Many pairs of eyes turned to look at him. The cracking sounds continued. Those who were paying attention saw an unbelievable scene. A crack appeared on the wall of the Luofu City's auction hall, and it was getting bigger and bigger. Many experts ran out. Hurry up and leave. This place is going to collapse. Too scary. The heavenly god experts who came out all had horrified expressions. It's President Luo Lai. Luo Lai also ran out with a trace of fear on his face. By the time he came out, this symbolic building had collapsed with a loud bang. Huge cracks spread out from the ground, forming a terrifying spiderweb. The surrounding buildings also suffered an unexpected disaster, collapsing one after another, turning into ruins. He actually turned the auction hall into ruins with a kick. Luo Lai's face instantly turned pale. No one knew the situation of the auction hall better than him. There were countless array formations set up here, and it was not something that could be destroyed with a single kick. But now, the scene in front of him. If this had happened to him, Luo Lai would have panicked. He was finally afraid. Where did this guy come from? He also understood the meaning of that sentence. Perhaps only his father could fight this guy. Chapter 3202. Luofu City. The area around the auction site had been reduced to ruins. The dust that filled the sky told everyone that this was not a joke, but something that really happened in front of them. Who knows what happened? How did the auction site turn into ruins? Who did this? This is too scary. Could it be that expert has come to Luofu City? Quick, look. President Luo Lai has come out. He doesn't look too good. Such a huge commotion caused the entire Luofu City to boil. It had been a long, long time since something like this had happened. This was the rhythm of someone causing trouble. The scariest thing was that the auction venue had been demolished and the surrounding area had been razed to the ground, turning it into ruins. Regardless of whether they were outsiders or Luofu City's celestial gods, they were all shocked. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. When the auction hall was in ruins, more than 10 figures appeared from the void. Third young master, what happened? Who did it? Third young master. Did someone come to cause trouble again? Those people were all ultimate gods from Luofu City. Any one of them was very powerful and could dominate an area. Under normal circumstances, they would rarely show themselves. Wow, there are more than 10 ultimate gods at once. Isn't that demonic I supremacy? There's also Divinity Colossal I and Divinity Myriad Devil. Something big has happened. All of them were greatly shocked. Any one of those ultimate gods could easily kill an ordinary ultimate god. They were all mid-level ultimate gods according to their strength. Luo Lai took a deep breath. Everyone, pay attention. There's a powerful ultimate god in the ruins. Once he appears, we'll immediately surround him and kill him. The ultimate gods' faces tensed up. It was the first time they heard the third master speak in such a serious tone. Someone is coming out. No way. He's actually fine despite being affected like this. As the dust settled, a figure walked out. How's the power of my kick? Lin Fei revealed himself. Kill. More than a dozen ultimate gods, including Luo Lai, attacked together. More than 10 powerful attacks were unleashed. In an instant, The sun and moon seemed to lose their luster. The attacks blotted out the sky and covered the earth, enveloping the ruins. This was an extremely terrifying attack. Pieces of high-end, enchanted equipment appeared before everyone's eyes. Oh my God, that's the Paralysis Scepter, and the Divine Soul Storm Scepter, Gravity Scepter, Divine Strike Scepter. Many knowledgeable experts cried out in surprise. Any one of these treasures was worth hundreds of thousands of mid-grade primordial stones, and their power could not be ignored. There are so many high-end enchantment treasures. Just who is that person? He definitely won't be able to block it. Many people thought. Even a high-level ultimate god would not be able to withstand such an attack easily if they did not have a lot of treasures or a lot of treasures. I don't believe that he can withstand the attack of a high-end enchantment treasure. Luo Lai had also lost his temper. No matter what, he had to suppress this fellow. Lin Fei used the power of his perfect physical body and crushed the auction hall with a stomp. Actually, even he himself was surprised. This power seemed to be ridiculously strong. I told you, you can't do it. Lin Fei shook his head. Facing the power of the sun and moon collapsing, he stretched out his hand, as if he was fiddling with something. The terrifying attacks that filled the sky suddenly dispersed. Everything returned to normal. No matter how powerful their joint attack was, it was still very weak in front of Lin Fei. Silence. The scene was dead silent. Before the attacks could get close, he waved his hand and easily dissolved all the attacks. He was definitely a top-notch expert. I'm not seeing things, am I? He blocked the attacks of more than a dozen ultimate gods with just a wave of his hand. There's also a high-end enchantment treasure's attack. This is so scary. Where did he come from? The onlookers were so scared that their limbs turned to jelly. One person blocked more than a dozen ultimate gods from Luofu City. Even a high-level ultimate god would not be able to do that easily. Luo Lai took 3 steps back. High-end enchantment is useless against him. Luo Lai was very bitter and helpless as fear rose from the bottom of his heart. Why did he have to meet such an expert? The dozen ultimate gods' faces turned even paler. Needless to say, they knew the gap between them and that person. He could easily kill them. Even a high-level ultimate god might not be able to take him down. Do you still want to fight? Lin Fei smiled. Luo Lai did not know what to say. How dare you? This is Luofu City. A ball of lightning whizzed over along with the fury of thunder. Lightning flashed in the sky and turned into a lightning domain. A thick bolt of lightning fell. Elder Lei Mie is here. He's one of the top 3 experts in Luofu City. A high-level ultimate god. Many people cheered. Lin Fei saw a middle-aged, godly venerable in the lightning. His face was devoid of dignity, and the lightning around him was like a dragon circling around him. He snorted coldly. I hate it when people show off in front of me. 1 punch. It was just an ordinary punch. The middle-aged, godly venerable Lei Mie was originally in closed-door training. When he noticed the changes in the city, he came out of closed-door training to see a burly man flaunting his prowess in Luofu City's territory. He immediately took action. Wherever Lin Fei's fist passed, the lightning collapsed. The lightning that could easily destroy one's body fell on Lin Fei's arm and bounced off. Bang! Lei Mie, who was in the lightning, screamed in pain as he was sent flying. The Thunder Dominion had completely vanished. Who else wants to have a taste of my fist? Lin Fei shook his retracted fist. Don't worry, I'll go easy on you. Lei Mie, one of the top 3 experts, was sent flying with a single punch. It was a huge visual shock to see it with their own eyes. What was an expert? This was a true expert. If even the top 3 experts could not withstand a single punch, who else in Luofu City could withstand a single punch? Luofu City Lord, I'm leaving. Do you want to come out and fight? Lin Fei smiled. If you don't dare to come out and fight, I'll be leaving. His voice reverberated throughout Luofu City. Silence. Once again, it was quiet. Looks like we'll have to wait until next time. Lin Fei shook his head with a regretful expression. He reached out and tore open the void. He walked in and left a majestic figure for everyone to see. He tore open Luofu City space. Everyone was shocked once again. Luo Lai was speechless. This person was so strong that even Elder Lamia could not withstand a single punch. Was he attacking them? He did not dare to think about it anymore. Luofu City in a secret room. A middle-aged ultimate god in green stood there. His deep gaze pierced through space and landed on the boundless Yuan Mia world. There was a person flying in the air. Who are you? A heavy voice reverberated. Were you sent by them to test my strength? Chapter 3203. After that, Lin Fei left Luofu City. He once again appeared in the boundless Yuanmi world with waves of mighty Yuanmi energy surging toward him. However, it was not a big threat to Lin Fei. Damn, he didn't make a move. What a surprise. In the entire Luofu City, only the Luofu City governor could pique Lin Fei's interest. As for the others, they were weak. In the end, the Luofu City governor did not make a move even after snatching a lot of things. Lin Fei was speechless. Did the Luofu City governor want to be a teenage mutant ninja turtle? Little devil, how much prestige did I gain just now? Temporarily, it's 100 million prestige. The little devil had a conclusion. 100 million? Lin Fei shook his head. That's too little. Master can't rush this matter. I believe as long as the news spreads, your prestige will increase. After all, Master has stepped into the top circle, said the little devil. Lin Fei thought about it and agreed. It was not something that could be rushed. It was just as the little devil had said. Luofu City had a new expert. The news of ultimate god Lei Ming, who had sent 3 of the city's top experts, flying with a single punch and snatching the treasures from the auction, spread like wildfire. Did you say another top-notch expert has appeared? Are you kidding me? A top-notch expert will snatch treasures? Wake up, maybe it's a high-level ultimate god in disguise. No matter what, he defeated ultimate god Lei Ming with a single punch. I heard. He went easy on him. The news spread like wildfire in every big city. The Luofu City governor did not make a move. Many people shook their heads as they seemed to have missed a good show. The mysterious expert had also attracted many people's speculations. It did not last long. After all, a high-level ultimate god was not a top-notch expert and was not worthy of everyone's attention. At the same time, another piece of news spread. One of the sealed continents in the Saint Spirit domain was going to be opened soon. Father, should we issue a wanted order? Luofu City. Luo Lai did not understand why his father did not make a move. Even if the opponent was a high-level ultimate god, he would not be able to resist his father in Luofu City. Idiot who said he's a high-level ultimate god. The green-robed, middle-aged man said indifferently. Today, besides Luo Lai, second brother and big brother were also here. Father, did you say that person is a peak ultimate god? Luo Wen gasped. How is this possible? Everyone would know if any top-notch ultimate god appeared. It's impossible for a top-notch ultimate god to appear secretly. Second brother Luo Yao was in disbelief. Their Luofu City couldn't be compared to ordinary top powers. No one knew the secrets of this circle better than they did. There were only a handful of peak ultimate gods in that circle. Any peak ultimate god would have news about them. The birth of any peak ultimate god would cause a huge commotion. Due to that, everyone would know the moment a top-level ultimate god appeared. A top-level ultimate god had a terrifying influence in that circle. That was why everyone dared to say that the other party was a high-level ultimate god. Top-level ultimate gods were too rare. Once any one of them appeared, they would form a force of their own, and at the same time they would affect the inherent changes in the situation. Therefore, it was difficult to become a peak ultimate god. Even if they had the potential, they might not be able to reach that stage. It was a well-known secret in the circle. Although the Luofu city governor was not a top-level ultimate god, he was one of the high-level ultimate gods. At the same time, there was a top-level ultimate god standing behind him, so he knew more than others. He's not a top-level ultimate god, but he's not far away. The Luofu city governor would not hide anything from his son. If I were to take action, the chances would be 50-50 at most. 50-50. It felt completely different to hear those words from his father. That's why I didn't take action. You should know that one of the sealed continents in the Saint Spirit domain is about to be opened. The Saint Spirit domain will become the center of the storm for a period of time, as 4 continents will be unsealed. Father, will the Saint Spirit domain really be reorganized? Luo Lai asked, doesn't that mean? Therefore, your mission is to enter the Saint Spirit domain, enter the sealed continents, and obtain the recognition of the new continents. When the new world appears in the future, you'll get unimaginable benefits. It's not impossible for you to step into the high-level ultimate God realm. Doesn't that mean Father has a chance? The Luofu city governor nodded. That's why I didn't take action to stop that person. It's not worth it. It's just a small thing. If it's gone, then it's gone. Maybe I can sell him a favor at a critical moment. Lin Fei did not find the second big city in the end. The Origin Destruction world was strange and ever-changing. Lin Fei returned to the Saint Spirit domain and no longer wandered around the Origin Destruction world. The harvest from this trip is quite good. The Origin Destruction space, the Origin Destruction sacred lotus, and so on were all good things. Those were secondary. The most important thing was knowing that there were hidden forces in the Origin Destruction world. Those big cities were wandering outside the Saint Spirit domain, like tigers peeping at the side. Maybe the Saint Spirit domain will be lively soon. Lin Fei narrowed his eyes. The Saint Spirit domain still had 4 sealed continents, which would probably attract a lot of people. Looks like my chance to earn prestige has come. Lin Fei narrowed his eyes. While earning prestige, I need to rearrange the Saint Body Mountain to prevent them from attacking. This is a way for me to earn prestige. After seeing the experts of those big cities, coupled with high-end enchantment treasures, Lin Fei's current enchantment equipment was obviously inferior to theirs, even though it was not bad. Lin Fei opened the prestige support and started to look at some related skills, planning to find some lasting skills. The prestige support did not disappoint Lin Fei. As expected, he found some passive skills. More importantly, the skill could last for a long time. True and false illusion, 3 billion prestige. Can create an illusion that no one can see through. Can last for 3,000 years. Divine protection, 5 billion prestige. Passive skill. Can block any attack. Can last for 2,000 years. 10,000-mile barrier, 10 billion prestige. Can prevent any object from entering within a range of 1 billion miles. Can last for 1,000 years. One passive skill after another dazzled Lin Fei's eyes, although he still had 100 billion prestige. After looking at the passive skills, Lin Fei realized that he was still poor. He could not even buy the passive skills that easily cost tens of billions of prestige. True and false illusion, divine protection, 10,000-mile barrier. Lin Fei bought the cheapest 3 in one go, spending 18 billion reputation points in one go. Once the 3 passive skills were activated, a huge change happened within a range of 1 billion miles of the Saint Body Mountain. Those heavenly gods who were on their way to the Saint Body Mountain seemed to have bumped into something when they were within the range of 1 billion miles. They could not continue forward. What's happening? Why can't we go in? Chapter 3204. Saint Spirit Domain. The Sacred Body Mountain had unleashed its ultimate move. The 3 passive skills, True-False Illusion, Divine Guardian, and 10,000-Mile Barrier, were placed on the Sacred Body Mountain. and the visual impact they brought shocked the entire Saint Spirit domain. From that day onward, no one could fly within 1 billion miles of the sacred body mountain, regardless of whether one was a heavenly god or a great venerable. No one could break through this mysterious power. They had to behave themselves in this place. Without a special pass, no one could pass through this area. The true-false illusion also shrouded the area. No matter who it was, no one could tell the difference between real and fake in this area of the sacred body mountain. No matter who it was, they were all shocked by sacred leader Lin Fei's generosity. The 3 passive skills were placed on the sacred body mountain. Lin Fei could rest easy. At least for a long time, he did not need to worry about anything. Even a godly venerable would not be able to break through easily. Tens of billions of reputation points were no joke. To the top forces in the Saint Spirit domain, the commotion caused by the sacred body mountain was too big. All the powerful figures who wanted to go to the sacred body mountain were now obedient. The sacred body mountain's level immediately rose. After those people saw how powerful the sacred body mountain was, they would at most mock and ridicule it. Anyway, they would not go to the sacred body mountain. No matter how big the commotion was, they would not care. The sacred body mountain's magic equipment business was getting better and better. The number of reputation points was maintained at a certain number every day. After a long time, it brought Lin Fei a considerable amount of reputation points. He maintained tens of millions of reputation points every day, sometimes exceeding 100 million reputation points. This was also the current limit of reputation Lin Fei could obtain. The powerful figures in the Saint Spirit domain who did not know about Lin Fei had obtained about the same amount of reputation points. Lin Fei was actually very satisfied with this kind of reputation points. Don't be so demanding, okay? Earning more than 10 billion reputation points in a year was considered good enough. It had only been a year. What about 10 or 100 years? There was a loud boom. On this day, a huge tremor came from heaven and earth. The ordinary heavenly gods felt their hearts tremble. As for the high lords and great high lords, their expressions were filled with shock as they sent their divine senses towards the source of the voice. It was the same for ultimate God experts. What happened? Let's go and see what's going on. This movement doesn't seem normal. In the Saint Spirit domain, many figures passed through the void and arrived at the place where the incident had taken place. Isn't this the entrance to the Black Domain? That sound seems to be coming from here. Should we go in and take a look? Perhaps some kind of treasure has appeared. Many high lords and great sovereigns had gathered at the entrance to the Black Realm. Up until now, no ultimate gods had appeared yet. However, the activity in the Black Domain made everyone curious. Exactly what sort of treasures would appear in the abandoned Black Domain? Under the temptation, many high lords and great venerables rushed in. No matter how dangerous the Black Domain was, they were confident that they had some strength. If they were lucky enough to come across a treasure, it might be a chance for them to stand out. Later on, more high lords and great venerables and even ultimate god experts entered the Black Domain one after another. More than 100 experts had entered the Black Domain for the treasures inside. Because of the primordial sect, they had all retreated from the Black Domain. The experts outside did not dare to enter rashly. Who knew if there would be any danger? Everyone was very protective of their own lives, especially after that terrifying attack. Even until now, the Saint Spirit Domain's top experts had been very low-key. Up until now, no one had figured out who had attacked them. With such a terrifying expert around, everyone was much more restrained. Who knew what would happen if they encountered him? If that happened, they would not even know how they died. This situation lasted for 10 years. There were about a few thousand experts who had entered, until one day, 10 years later, a group of people ran out from the Black Domain. They were in a sorry state, and their faces were abnormally pale. They looked back from time to time as if something terrifying was chasing them. They are not the first batch to enter. What happened? This is not normal. During the 10 years, there were several movements in the black domain. Each time, the movements became louder and louder. However, until now, no one knew what exactly had happened in the black domain. Save us. He's catching up. We don't want to die. The people who ran out were overjoyed when they saw the people at the black domain's entrance. Uft, uft, uft. But at this moment, a black shadow pierced through these experts like a ghost. In an instant, the experts who had escaped were all killed. Not a single one survived. Be careful. The experts at the black domain's entrance were all shocked when they saw the scene. Most of these experts were high lords. Among them, there were a few peak great venerables. However, they could not withstand the power of the other party's attack. They were all dead. What is that thing? It's so fast. This sudden scene gave everyone quite a fright. After those people died, the black light did not stop. Instead, it charged toward them. Wherever the black light passed, the black domain's entrance was littered with corpses. A high lord died in one move. A great venerate died in one move. Even a peak great venerate died in one move. The experts at the black domain's entrance scattered like birds and beasts. However, no matter how powerful they were, they could not compare to that black light. None of them could leave the black domain's entrance alive. 100 people, 1,000 people, 10,000 people. In the past 10 years, the black domain's entrance had been surrounded by a large number of experts. But now they had all become extremely weak. Too weak, too weak. The black flowing light condensed into a human figure. This figure was shrouded in black mist. Endless black mist surged out from the dark domain behind the figure, condensing into a pair of illusory wings behind the figure. Soon, the first pair of wings was formed. More and more dense black energy surged. This black energy soared into the sky, covering the sky above the black domain. The huge amount of black energy made everyone aware of the changes that had occurred here. Everyone saw a figure standing in the void. Huge amounts of black energy surged into the figure's body. The illusory wings also became more solid. A pair of wings, 2 pairs of wings, 3 pairs of wings. Ever since this day began, endless black energy swirled at the black domain's entrance. This figure remained in the sky, absorbing the endless black energy. This matter shocked the entire Saint Spirit domain. No matter who it was, they were all shocked. He's out. The primeval sex experts looked at the figure and trembled. Too fast. It's much earlier than expected. He has evolved 3 pairs of wings. Damn it. We must destroy him. Chapter 3205. At the entrance of the black domain. A huge amount of black gas penetrated the entrance of the black domain and turned into a huge black area. In this area, there was nothing but darkness. In this region, a violent black aura pervaded the air. Once a heavenly god stepped into it, he would instantly turn into a pile of dust. This was the rhythm of death, no matter how many entered. For a time, the area became a forbidden area. No one knew who that person was. It was not that no one attacked during this period, but everyone's attack could not land on the mysterious person. The black mist in the sky was all blocked. A layer was blasted open, and a second layer immediately filled in, forming an endless defense. A few years passed, and no one could break the black gas defense. The mysterious person's aura was getting stronger and stronger. The wings on his back turned into 7 pairs, and the 8th pair was also constantly condensing. It was still very weak at the moment. Even so, the 7 pairs of black wings spread out, and a terrifying and endless prestige spread out majestically. The person seemed to have become a god fiend, an ancient god fiend. Sacred Body Mountain. What's the origin of that thing? In just a little more than 10 years, his strength has actually increased to this level. What the hell? Lin Fei had been paying attention to the mysterious expert through the system. This guy was definitely someone with a great background. He should be a special life form born in the black domain. Little Fiend said, Master doesn't have to worry about anything. As long as he doesn't provoke Master, there's nothing to be afraid of. Lin Fei thought about it and agreed. More than 10 years passed. Lin Fei gained almost 200 billion prestige. Including the previous one, it was almost 300 billion prestige. I just don't know what that guy is going to do. Master, the surveillance just showed that all the top forces in the black domain have made a move. It seems like they want to stop the other party from growing stronger. An image was transferred over. It turned out that the ultimate gods from the top forces in the black domain had come out in full force to attack the mysterious figure in the black mist. They're really going. Lin Fei was not interested in dealing with the mysterious black shadow. What a joke. It was a powerful existence, born from a special life form. It would not end well for him to deal with it. The system could say that the thing was powerful, and ordinary people could not kill it. The black gas was the strongest protection. This was what the little fiend had said. Unless all the black gas in the entire black domain was exhausted, no one would be able to take down this mysterious person. There was nothing these people could do, even if they went. It was just as Lin Fei had guessed. The top forces in the black domain had joined forces with countless ultimate god experts. However, no matter how hard they attacked, they could not threaten the mysterious man from the black domain. The Divine Venerable's lineup was powerful, but they were unable to force the other party out. The siege lasted for a year. The joint attack ended in failure. All kinds of means and enchantment treasures were unable to break through the mysterious person in the black fog. This outcome was beyond the expectations of many people. Where did that mysterious figure come from? It was as if nothing had happened even when the ultimate gods were besieging him. He continued to absorb the black gas leisurely without opening his eyes or showing any signs of movement. Scary, really scary. It's really impossible to break the defense. Lin Fei already knew this would happen. Looks like this mysterious person won't come out until he absorbs the black gas in the black domain. Master is right. Once this person comes out, he'll definitely have 8 pairs of divine wings and will be very powerful. He'll at least be a grade 8 or grade 9 ultimate god. His strength was top-notch. Lin Fei learned a lot of news from his trip to Luofu City. There were very few top-notch experts. Not counting those in Yuan Mia world, the strongest ultimate god in the Saint Spirit world would not exceed grade 5 ultimate god and could only be a mid-level ultimate god. The Luofu City could easily grab a bunch of peak intermediate ultimate gods from there. That was the difference. The Saint Spirit world will be even more lively. The top forces in the Saint Spirit world could not stop the mysterious person and fell silent again. There were all kinds of speculations about the mysterious person. Unfortunately, up until now, no one had been able to tell the origin of the mysterious man. Many people suspected that the forces in the black domain knew something, but they could not do anything if they did not say anything. Everyone was wary of the mysterious person. It could not be helped as the mysterious person was too terrifying. Even though the heavenly feather race had wings, they were worlds apart from the heavenly feather race. There was no comparison in any aspect. Everyone knew that the mysterious person would be a terrifying existence in the Saint Spirit world once he woke up. Lin Fei's life was still as carefree as ever. He sold enchanted equipment one by one. A large number of ores were sent to the sacred body mountain. No matter how big the commotion outside was, Lin Fei could not be bothered as long as they did not harass him to earn prestige. As for the rest, who cared? The sacred body mountain had also become a rather unique existence. Those top forces who were worried about the sacred body mountain's continuous expansion secretly breathed a sigh of relief. As long as Lin Fei's sacred body mountain did not expand, they did not have to worry too much. As for enchanted equipment, they could not stop it, so they let it spread. With that in mind, everyone realized that it was not that troublesome. Holy Lord Lin Fei did not seem to have much desire for it. Why did such an expert attack in the first place? In the end, they were defeated. When the Demon 33 Lord and the Demon King came together, Lin Fei was a little surprised. These two fellows had suffered many losses in his hands, but they actually swaggered in. Ever since the passive skills were set up, they could no longer sneak in quietly. Two important people, what brings you here? If you want enchanted equipment, everything is negotiable. They were guests, so Lin Fei still received them politely. The demon monarch and the demon ruler no longer dared to put on airs in front of Lin Fei. Lin Fei had suffered a lot in the past. When the space-time temple master joined forces with the hierarch to attack the sacred body mountain, the demon ruler already had the idea of being the fisherman who reaped the benefits. In the end, the moment Lin Fei made a move, he defeated a hierarch expert and was so scared that he immediately ran away. Holy Lord Lin, we are really here for enchanted equipment. The Demon 33 Lord said, we have also brought our sincerity. This is a small gift from us. More than 10 storage rings were taken out. Gifts? Lin Fei glanced at them. They were all kinds of ores. These storage rings were large ones. This small gift was not bad. He thought the Demon King and the Demon 33 Lord came to put on airs. He did not mind sucking them dry, as long as he wanted. No one could stop him within a certain range. How many enchanted equipment do you want? With a large amount of materials, the enchanted equipment had become an assembly line. Chapter 3206. Buying enchanted equipment was just one of the reasons why the Demon King and the Demon 33 country rulers visited. We need 10,000 pieces of enchanted equipment, sagely damage-resistant battle armor, sagely divine weapons, exactly 20,000 pieces. The Demon 33 country rulers said what they wanted. No way, you only want 10,000 pieces, not more? Lin Fei raised his eyelids. 20,000 pieces of enchanted equipment was really not a big number. The Demon King and the Demon 33 country rulers vomited blood. 10,000 pieces per person was not a small number. Now in the Saint Spirit domain, all kinds of minds were controlled by others. It was not an easy task to get the extra ores. The Demon King and the Demon 33 country rulers wanted to get more enchanted equipment to prepare for a rainy day. But the minds were almost divided up and they had no choice. Holy Lord Lin, you really know how to joke. 10,000 pieces of enchanted equipment is not a small number. The Demon King laughed dryly. Yes, we are very satisfied. Lin Fei gave up on them. They had no ambition at all. You guys, if I were you, I would be embarrassed if I did not get 40 to 50,000 pieces back. Lin Fei laughed. The Demon King and the Demon 33 country rulers were speechless again. Today, they really did not dare to fight with Lin Fei. Even a hierarch would not be able to. This was a well-known fact in the Saint Spirit domain, especially now that the Saint Spirit domain was in troubled times. If there are no mines, you can actually rob them. Lin Fei laughed. There are fewer mines now, but the Demon Palace and the Demon Ancestral Land have many experts. You can totally work together and wipe out the mines that are controlled by the small factions. Lin Fei encouraged them. All these years, whether they were owned or not, they were all controlled by the big and small factions. If you are willing, I can give you 50,000 pieces of enchanted equipment for free. Lin Fei said generously. The Demon King and the Demon 33 country rulers looked at each other. Good people, we need to consider this. The Demon King and the Demon 33 country rulers looked at each other and suppressed the excitement in their hearts. 50,000 pieces of enchanted equipment. We agree. They did indeed have the thought of attacking, but with the spread of enchanted equipment, heavenly gods were not so easy to deal with. Their demon country's demon soldiers did not dare to attack easily. Up until now, they did not have any advantage. Lin Fei's words moved them. As long as you use the various mines to trade, the enchanted equipment you want will be continuously supplied to you. Building a powerful enchanted army will not be a problem. The demon monarch and the demon 33 kings were naturally fond of causing destruction. They realized that the Saint Body Mountain that Lin Fei controlled did not affect their destruction of the Saint Spirit domain at all. As long as they did not provoke Lin Fei, everyone would be fine. Why would they want to offend such a person? The Demon King and the Demon 33 kings no longer had any hatred for Lin Fei. With 50,000 pieces of enchanted equipment on hand, they could easily form an elite army. The Demon Monarch and the Demon 33 kings left behind the storage ring and took away 70,000 enchanted equipment, happily preparing to do something big. Lin Fei really didn't care about tens of thousands of enchanted equipment. Check to see if there are any special ores. No problem. Search and check immediately. The Demon Monarch and the Demon 33 kings left the Saint Body Mountain. Looking back at the various illusions of the Saint Body Mountain, the two of them felt like they had just had a dream. I didn't expect Lin Fei to be so easy to talk to. He gave us 50,000 pieces of enchanted equipment just like that. The Demon 33 kings were still excited and had not fully recovered. With these 50,000 pieces of enchanted equipment, we can deploy a group of elites to occupy more mines and use them to arm our army. The Demon Monarch was also full of excitement at this time, as if he had been injected with chicken blood. Fortunately, we did not offend Lin Fei again. He is not someone we can afford to offend. The Demon 33 kings said. The Demon Monarch now fully agreed. That's right. He is not someone we can afford to offend. Master, we are in luck. We found a special ore that can extract a certain substance. After fusing it with another substance, we can create a new substance, Thunderstorm. You said that we can create a large-scale enchanted treasure. Thunderstorm? He had been purchasing all kinds of ores. Lin Fei had a large number of substances in his possession. Individually, these substances were not very powerful, but once they were fused, their power would increase exponentially, and it would definitely exceed everyone's imagination. Thunderstorm was one of the large-scale enchanted treasures. Yes, Lin Fei laughed. Good, good. The Saint Body Mountain will finally have a large-scale enchanted treasure. The Demon Monarch and the Demon 33 kings climbed the Saint Body Mountain. This news was quickly spread to the top forces. Ever since the barrier was built, experts who wanted to go to the Saint Body Mountain had to do so openly. As for sneaking in, so far no one could do it. None of the various stealth techniques worked. After a long time, everyone lost their temper with this special existence. Therefore, all the big shots who went to the Saint Body Mountain basically could not hide from the eyes of those who wanted to. Although the top forces did not look for trouble with the Saint Body Mountain's Lin Fei, they were still secretly monitoring him. Once such an existence caused a commotion, it would not be a small matter. Until now, no one knew how many enchanted methods Lin Fei had mastered. But after so many years, they were all very jealous of the various enchanted equipment that had been circulated. The visit of the Demon Monarch and the Demon 33 kings was definitely not a good thing. They must have gone to look for Lin Fei to buy enchanted equipment. They really know how to lower their heads. I wonder if they succeeded or not. The top forces all began to speculate, although they did not make a move against the Demon Palace and the Demon Ancestral Land. They had never let down their guard. This time, when they appeared at the Saint Body Mountain, the first thing they thought of was enchanted equipment. But they said that they wanted to rope in Saint Body Mountain's Lin Fei. For the time being, no one had such confidence. Now, everyone knew that the Saint Body Mountain was a special place. The Heavenly Feather Clan, the Imperial Treasure Sect, and the other forces that produced enchanted equipment were having a hard time now. No one would buy their products. Even if the price went down compared to those cheap ores, they would be in tears. If the demon monarch and the demon 33 kings obtained a large number of enchanted treasures, it would not be a good thing. One by one, the scouts were mobilized to investigate. Soon, the demon palace and the demon ancestral land formed an army of 50,000. No, 70,000 enchanted soldiers. They attacked like lightning, attacking more than 10 mines outside, and a large number of demon soldiers and generals went to dig. Chapter 32:07. When the Demon King and the Demon 33 country rulers worked together, the 70,000 enchanted soldiers seized hundreds of mines. These mines were backed by various forces, big or small. However, at this moment, they ignored all of them. After seizing the mines, they immediately emptied them. Where did they get the enchanted equipment? They must have gotten it from the sacred body mountain. How generous! 70,000 pieces of enchanted equipment. Is this the prelude to a war over the mines? The tens of thousands of enchanted soldiers were equipped with sagely invulnerable armor and sagely divine weapons. Their physical bodies were already strong, and now that they were armed, they could sweep away thousands of enemies. The Demon King and the Demon 33 country rulers personally oversaw the mines. Soon, the 70,000 enchanted soldiers were armed to 100,000 enchanted soldiers, and then 150,000 enchanted soldiers. It took him less than a year to complete the task. In the Saint Spirit domain, the Demon King and the Demon 33 country rulers frantically seized the mines. With the enchanted equipment, their momentum soared again. The top factions of the Saint Spirit domain could no longer sit still. Lin Fei is too shameless. How can he sell so many enchanted equipment to the demon palace and the demon ancestral land? We can't let them continue. 150,000 enchanted soldiers. Who could stop those mine guards? They were annihilated in a single move. That's right. We must stop them. Ever since their defeat at the Sacred Body Mountain, the top factions did not dare to underestimate the Sacred Body Mountain anymore. It was an existence that they could not destroy. Even if they went all out, they might not be able to take down the Sacred Body Mountain. The top factions that joined forces would not fight to the death. That kind of loss was unbearable. After that, the series of changes at the Sacred Body Mountain was seen by everyone. They also realized that Lin Fei had mastered many high-level enchanted methods. Back then, they could not do anything about it, let alone now. No one dared to go to the Sacred Body Mountain anymore. As for the enchanted equipment, they could only arrange for people to bid for it in private. As for doing it openly, who told the Sacred Body Mountain to disqualify them? Don't be so angry. A siege against the Demon Palace and the Demon Ancestral Land began. The top-tier powers had quite a few mines in their hands, and the powers attached to them also controlled mines. Now that the Demon Monarch and the Demon 33 monarchs were shamelessly trying to snatch them, it was tantamount to touching their bottom line. Without the mines and ores, it would not be easy to obtain enchanted equipment from the Holy Body Mountain. If the Demon Monarch and the Demon 33 country lord took advantage of them, it would not be a good thing. A small-scale skirmish had begun. The top forces all stood up. First, they told them not to take things too far and that they could choose not to take action. Come and fight if you can. These were the intentions of the Demon Lord and the Demon 33 kings. An army of 150,000 enchanted equipment was a force to be reckoned with. From the beginning of the encirclement battle, the Demon Monarch and the Demon 33 monarchs' side displayed a huge advantage. Those below the hierarch realm could hardly withstand their attacks. After a few encirclement battles, they suffered a crushing defeat and suffered heavy losses. Welcome to battle! The Demon Monarch and the Demon 33 country lords were extremely excited. Holy Lord Lin Fei is such a good person. Originally, their subordinates were already strong. Now that they were armed, the 150,000 strong army was not inferior to them at all. We still have to continue. The demon monarch's vision was far-sighted. We must rob them all and dig them clean. The 150,000-strong army is just the beginning. Lin Fei had been paying attention to the progress. He was extremely satisfied with the performance of the demon monarch and the demon 33 country lords. The benefits of 50,000 enchanted equipment were too much. Last time, they discovered a special material that allowed them to create a large-scale enchanted equipment, the thundercloud storm. This time, they discovered another special material that could be used to refine another high-end enchanted material, petrification. Although the name did not seem like much, it was actually extremely powerful. Almost no one could withstand it. Lin Fei was especially fond of them. The demon monarch and the demon 33 country lords led the 150,000 enchanted army and contributed a lot of prestige to Lin Fei every day, who asked them to start worshipping Lin Fei. They suddenly rushed up from a disadvantageous position. An enchanted army of 100,000 plus powerful heavenly deities. How can they fight against them? Lin Fei already knew the outcome of the encirclement of the top forces. As long as the hierarch realm did not appear, who could compete with them? This was not a joke. Since the last time, the top forces had been blacklisted by Lin Fei. They could not go to the auction for a long time and could only use other means. However, they did not dare to buy too much. The enchanted army that they could pull out could not reach the 150,000 enchanted army that the demon monarch and the demon 33 country lords could pull out. Should the divinities join the battle? That would be too embarrassing. Without the help of the divinities, the 150,000 enchanted army was almost wiped out. Robbing the mines became more domineering. The mines in everyone's hands were constantly losing control. After the demon monarch and the demon 33 country lords finished mining, they immediately exchanged for more enchanted equipment. As for the subordinates, that was simple. The demon palace and the demon ancestors' land did not have much, but they had a lot of subordinates. With a little equipment, they would immediately catch up. In comparison, no one could catch up. Master, actually, you can try to build the prestige divine tower. The little devil suddenly said. Lin Fei was confused. Prestige divine pagoda? What's that? This is a good thing. It is a masterpiece made by the system. Little Devil began to praise himself and began to introduce this thing. Lin Fei listened very carefully. Bragging about a product of the system, Little Devil, do you have any shame? After listening for a while, Lin Fei became interested. According to Little Devil, this thing was actually a treasure to collect prestige in disguise. Anything related to Lin Fei, this treasure would collect it and form a certain proportion of prestige. Damn, isn't this similar to faith? The first thing that came to Lin Fei's mind was faith. It seemed that only faith was the most suitable word. No. How can faith be compared to the prestige divine tower? Little Devil sneered. Faith is something that many people do not want to see. However, the prestige divine tower is different. As long as it is erected, there will be no effect at all. There is no need for people to believe in it. A prestige divine tower only needs 30 billion prestige. At the same time, it can also reduce the loss rate of prestige. 30 billion reputation points was still a shock. Loss rate? It can't be. Prestige can be lost? Little Devil said. Yes, the system collects prestige. During this process, a portion of prestige will be lost. For example, right now, each time it loses about 40% of prestige. 40%? Don't be so wasteful. Chapter 3208. Exchanging 30 billion reputation for a reputation divine pagoda would increase his reputation by 40%? Lin Fei was truly tempted. At the same time, he also looked down on the system. How could such a loophole appear? Was it deliberately ruining his reputation? The powerful and invincible system actually had such an irresponsible side. He had lost 40% of his reputation for nothing. Lin Fei only felt that a large amount of reputation had disappeared right under his nose. Those were all killing moves. If he didn't lose these prestige points, wouldn't he have gained even more prestige points? 400 billion prestige points, or 500 billion prestige points, or even more. 30 billion reputation for a reputation divine pagoda was indeed not cheap, especially now that his reputation had stabilized every day. The reputation divine pagoda seemed to have become useless. When would he be able to regain his reputation? A reputation divine pagoda was far from enough. This was the key. Lin Fei still exchanged for a reputation divine pagoda and built it on the Sage Body Mountain. He planned to see how his reputation would change. He would not know if he did not use it, but after using it he immediately realized that his reputation had increased. "Master, how is it? Are you satisfied?" The little devil made a list. This is a comparison of the reputation contributed by the Sage Body Mountain region and the reputation contributed by the outside world. In comparison, the Sage Body Mountain's reputation had increased by a large margin. The reputation divine pagoda was finally showing its effects. "Master, 30 billion reputation is already very cheap. Once the reputation divine pagoda is built, no one will be able to see any problems. Master can rest assured." Another one. Lin Fei's 200 billion reputation sounded like a lot, but in reality it was really not much. He exchanged for 2 reputation divine pagoda consecutively. Lin Fei's reputation immediately shrunk. The demon monarch and the demon 33 country lords were currently in high spirits, flushed with success. The 150,000 strong enchantment army was about to become a 200,000 strong enchantment army. They had been continuously sweeping the mines of the various major factions. Robbing and excavating the mines had become their greatest passion. When they heard that Lin Fei wanted to build a divine pagoda in their territory, the demon lord and the demon 33 kings agreed without any hesitation. If it was built in their core area, they might have some ideas. Now that it was built anywhere in their territory, they naturally did not have any ideas, especially if it was built without people and without anything. What else could they think? That was 100 cents. Refuse? Only a fool would do such a thing. Didn't they see that they were rising again? 200,000 enchanted soldiers. 500,000 enchanted soldiers. This was just the beginning. Lin Fei arranged for one of the 10 elders to build the prestige divine tower. The demon monarch and the demon 33 country lords were also curious, so they came as soon as the construction was completed. It was a black divine pagoda that was thousands of feet tall. Compared to the other pagodas, this pagoda was very ordinary. There was nothing eye-catching about it. It was empty inside. The demon lord and the demon 33 country lords inspected it several times, but they did not discover anything. This was really just an ordinary divine tower. Anyway, there's nothing, and it's not a teleportation formation. We don't need to care so much. The demon monarch and the demon 33 kings relaxed. They were secretly glad that they did not reject Lin Fei's offer. Otherwise, if Lin Fei got angry and refused to supply them with enchanted equipment, they would be the unlucky ones. The harvest from the second prestige divine tower is not bad. The demon palace and the demon ancestral land have another stable place to contribute prestige. The 2 prestige divine towers cost him 60 billion prestige. Although it was a huge number, it also made Lin Fei realize that it was necessary to cover the prestige divine tower. Where else could he find such a good thing to increase his prestige by 40%? If I want the Saint Spirit world to cover the divine towers, it will be a long and arduous task. Lin Fei narrowed his eyes and thought about how to increase his prestige. The primordial sect is here? After listening to the elder's report, Lin Fei smiled. Finally, they can't sit still anymore. From the commotion caused by the demon monarch and the demon 33 country lords, Lin Fei believed that those top forces would not sit still, especially after the encirclement failed. This scene was destined from the beginning. Without a godly venerable who could stop the attack of the enchanted army, the primordial sect sent the primordial sect master, a powerful godly venerable, the glorious sun sect master. Primordial sect master, your presence brings light to our humble sacred body mountain. Lin Fei came out with a smile. The glorious sun sect master's face flashed a trace of awkwardness, but he also felt relieved. It seemed like he was not as difficult to deal with as he had imagined. After exchanging greetings, the glorious sun sect master took out a gift. It was a total of 50 storage rings. It's my first time visiting, so I didn't have anything good to give you. I heard that Sacred Lord Lin likes all kinds of ores, so I took the liberty to bring some for you. You're too kind. Lin Fei smiled and accepted it. The glorious sun sect master breathed a sigh of relief again. It was good that he had accepted the gift. Ever since the demon monarch and the demon 33 country lords obtained enchanted equipment, their strength had increased tremendously. The primordial sect could not sit still anymore. If they could go to the sacred body mountain, why couldn't the primordial sect? Everyone knew the current situation of the sacred body mountain. In the saint spirit domain, it was a special existence. No one could deny that. A large number of enchanted equipment of high quality had beaten the Heavenly Feather Clan and the others. Now, everyone wanted to buy enchanted equipment, so they went to the sacred body mountain. No one had the confidence to besiege the sacred body mountain. A fallen ultimate god was no laughing matter. Although it was only a clone, it was still an ultimate god expert. An ultimate god could still show off in the outside world, but in the sacred body mountain, a group of guards could fight against an ultimate god. It would be embarrassing if they won, and even more embarrassing if they lost. Moreover, the sacred body mountain had been sealed off for 1 billion miles. Who knew what other big moves were waiting for them? No big moves? Who would believe that? No one would go to the sacred body mountain to be tortured. However, this time, the top forces could not sit still anymore. No one wanted to lower their heads. The glorious sun, sect master of the primordial sect, had really lowered his head. Wasn't it just a loss? There was no conflict of interest, so he was completely fooled. The glorious sun, sect master came to visit. Sacred Lord Lin, the primordial sect, would like to buy a batch of enchanted equipment. Is that possible? The glorious sun, sect master asked. We can get whatever ores you want. The glorious sun, sect master, was not confident. A threat? Who would dare? The primordial sect was not the only one who had ores. They did not have any advantage, especially now that the demonic king and the 33 lords of the demonic world had joined forces with 200,000 enchanted soldiers to supply ores to the sacred body mountain. They were even less confident. I'm afraid this is a little difficult. Lin Fei frowned seriously. The primordial sect can pay a high price. The glorious sun, sect master, did not dare to get angry. It doesn't matter if it's 10% or 20% as long as Sacred Lord Lin is willing to sell it to us. In the future, the primordial sect and the sacred body mountain can even form an alliance to fight against that divine demon. Chapter 3209. The mysterious black figure at the entrance of the black domain. Lin Fei had inquired about it, but there was no news about it. The top forces of the black domain were all tight-lipped, as if it was a terrifying existence. Divine demon? Master, if what the brilliant sun sect master said is true, then that guy really has a powerful background. This is a secret from an ancient book, and it happens to be related to divine demons. A large amount of information came pouring in. All of it was related to divine demons. Lin Fei quickly browsed through it and understood everything. He could not help but exclaim in surprise, "What a powerful background!" Divine demons, indeed, had a powerful background. At the same time, They were one of the most powerful races. Divine demons were special life forms that were born in special environments. The birth of any divine demon was abnormally powerful. It was said that in ancient times, divine demons controlled the world and established a supreme era, leaving behind all kinds of legends. Later, for some unknown reason, the number of divine demons began to decrease. Later on, divine demons almost disappeared, and no traces of them could be found anymore. However, every time a divine demon appeared, it would become an outstanding figure of an era. It was because they were too powerful. With a strong body and terrifying strength, no one was a match for a divine demon. Divine demon, you must be joking. Lin Fei pretended to not believe it, but in fact he believed that it was a divine demon. Didn't divine demons go extinct long ago? The brilliant sun, sect master, smiled bitterly. Holy Lord Lin, that is indeed a divine demon. He was residing in the black domain, and we only found out about it when he woke up. This is also the reason why we had to leave the black domain. We can't fight against any divine demon. If it was not a divine demon who would be willing to come out. It was an existence that could not be killed, especially with the help of the black domain. If they wanted to kill a divine demon, they had to destroy the black domain. However, did they have the strength to do so? Absolutely not. So what was the point of fighting? They had accepted their fate. This was an existence that they could not defeat for the time being. Once a divine demon appears, those hidden divine demons will also appear one by one. I don't know if this is a blessing or a curse. The brilliant sun, sect master, continued. We can talk about the alliance later. I can also sell you enchanted equipment. Lin Fei said, as long as your primordial sect allows me to build a divine pagoda in your territory, everything will be negotiable. Divine pagoda? The glorious sun sect master knew that the demon monarch and the demon 33 country kings had built the god pagoda. According to the information that was sent back later, that thing did not pose any threat and was completely ordinary. Sure, it was just a divine pagoda. What was there to worry about? I can give you at most 50,000 enchanted equipment. The brilliant sun, sect master of the primordial sect, left. When the other top-notch factions found out about this, they secretly cursed the brilliant sun sect's sect master for being so shameless. They immediately rushed to the sacred body mountain. No matter what, they had to obtain a batch of enchanted equipment. It was the age of enchantment. This was something that everyone had to admit. The sacred body mountain was the first. The age of enchantment had just begun. No one could ignore the increase in strength brought by the age of enchantment. A difference of one level didn't matter. They could make up for it with enchantment equipment. Enchanting equipment became a shortcut. From then on, everyone was competing for enchanted equipment. Even though this wasn't a good thing for some Empyrean gods, it was a great Tao that led to the heavens. Now that the primordial sect had obtained a batch of enchanted equipment, everyone was very attentive. Wasn't it just a gift? Who didn't know how to say good words? As for building a god tower, that was even less of a problem. The gifts from these top-notch factions were getting thicker and thicker. Lin Fei didn't reject any of them. He accepted as many as he could. When he really discovered some special ores, he was in an exceptionally good mood. Tens of thousands of enchanted equipment fell into the hands of these factions. Lin Fei was simply too easy to talk to. He let bygones be bygones and took out enchanted equipment for them. Where else could they find such a good deal? When the demon monarch and the demon 33 country rulers heard the news, they weren't surprised. The sacred body mountain was an independent existence that specialized in creating enchanted equipment. It was very normal for them to sell enchanted equipment. The only fortunate thing was that they had taken a big step forward and obtained a large number of enchanted equipment. They were temporarily ahead of the others. The top-notch factions shamelessly left one after another. Once they obtained the enchanted equipment, they immediately formed an enchanted army. They also learned from the methods of the demon monarch and the demon 33 country rulers and fought for the mines. At this time, no one believed that they could still defend the mines. In front of the enchanted army, everything was too weak. In the beginning, the top-notch factions that came out of the Black Domain obtained a large number of enchanted equipment and formed an enchanted army of tens of thousands. Although they couldn't contend against the demon monarch and the others, they at least had an enchanted army of tens of thousands. This was not a small improvement. Looking at the top-notch factions that created enchanted armies, some people began to panic. For example, the Heavenly Feather Clan and the Imperial Treasure Sect. They had always strived for perfection and monopolized the sale of enchanted equipment. With Lin Fei's tens of thousands of enchanted equipment and the previous enchanted equipment, it created a huge impact. The enchanted equipment of these two factions suffered a huge impact. Sell? Use ores? That would be a huge loss. We need to change our method. The Imperial Treasure Sect was the first to make a choice. Why don't we rely on the Sacred Body Mountain? The higher-ups of the Imperial Treasure Sect fell silent. Were they really going to rely on them? If we don't secretly rely on them, our Imperial Treasure Sect will soon decline. Are we going to rely on our manual crafting? With these words, everyone suffered a huge blow. They were actually very clear about the situation in the future. The era of enchantment was unstoppable. Didn't they see that the top-notch factions had begun to form enchanted armies? If they continued to persevere, after 10,000 years or even 50,000 years, the Imperial Treasure Sect would be nothing. The Temporal Temple's side also began to panic. They grasped the great sacred art of time and space. If it was one-on-one or one against many, they would still be able to suppress their opponents. But now, the era of enchantment had begun. Those heavenly gods with enchanted equipment were all very difficult to deal with. For example, the overall strength of the Sacred Body Mountain's guards. They were extremely tyrannical, and anyone who went against them would be unlucky. Although the Sacred Body Mountain had yet to develop a treasure of time and space, who could guarantee that they wouldn't develop one in the future? When that time came, the Temporal Temple would no longer have any advantage. Let's not talk about anything else. The top-notch factions of the Black Domain had joined hands to snatch the mines controlled by the Temporal Temple. In a short period of time, they had lost 10 to 20% of the mines. This was just the beginning. The Temporal Temple also needed to form an enchanted army. Everyone else had it, but they didn't. They couldn't possibly arrange for their disciples to go, right? That would be one less disciple. With enchanted equipment, no one would be able to stop it. Chapter 32:10. In the Saint Spirit world, all the top-notch forces had started to build enchantment armies. Tens of thousands of enchantment armies were sent out at once. Otherwise, they would be too embarrassed to say that they wanted to build an enchantment army. The space-time Temple Master once again arrived outside the Sacred Body Mountain. Unlike the previous time, the space-time Temple Master could not help but sigh at Lin Fei's methods. Not a spatial technique, but it's better than spatial techniques. What a good technique! There's also an illusion technique, similar to the illusory Hard Island, but it's even more powerful. It's going to be even harder to attack the Sacred Body Mountain now. The space-time Temple Master thought to himself. Back then it was a declining sect, but now it had completely changed. It was something he could not have imagined. He did not come here personally just to obtain a batch of enchantment equipment so that he could catch up with the top-notch forces. Let's go and visit Sacred Lord Lin Fei. He seems to be the space-time Temple Master. It's really him. Sacred Lord Lin is so awesome. I think most of the top-notch forces are here. Amazing, truly amazing. Many heavenly gods recognized the space-time Temple Master. Back then, this person had besieged the Sacred Body Mountain. In the end, he had suffered a great loss. Everyone remembered this clearly. Everyone started cheering. Your sacred lord is not here? The space-time temple master wanted to see Lin Fei, but he was not here. What was going on? How is this possible? A trusted peak, great venerable expert beside the space-time temple master said, "Our sacred lord is not here. You can come another day." The guard said in a neither servile nor overbearing manner. It did not matter if it was the space-time temple master or a hierarch expert. No one dared to act presumptuously in the sacred body mountain. Whoever dared to act presumptuously would die. The guards were the enemy's nightmare. "Let's go." The space-time temple master's face was expressionless. "Hall master, Lin Fei, has gone too far. He doesn't take our temporal temple seriously at all." The trusted peak, great venerable expert beside him said angrily, "Sacred Body Mountain in a restaurant and inn. He's definitely not meeting us on purpose." No matter where they went, everyone would worship the space-time temple master like they were. But now the Sacred Body Mountain actually ignored them. They were furious. The space-time hall master was already prepared for this. He shook his head slightly in his heart and said, "It's normal that they don't want to see us." In the entire Saint Spirit domain, who would dare to think that the Sacred Body Mountain is easy to deal with? Putting everything else aside, just the enchantment army alone is enough to show that the Sacred Body Mountain's foundation is unimaginable. The confidant opened his mouth, but couldn't say anything. It seemed like the Sacred Body Mountain's Imperial Guards could kill him 10,000 times over. "Palace Master, what should we do?" "Wait," the Temporal Temple Master said. "Help me deliver the gift. If I don't see him for a day, then I'll deliver the gift for a day. Our temporal temple needs a batch of enchanted equipment." Currently, this batch of enchanted equipment was extremely important to the temporal temple. "Saint Master, wouldn't our actions provoke the temporal temple? After all, their foundation is—" The great old ancestor said worriedly. Lin Fei said disdainfully, "Foundation? So what if they have a strong foundation? Isn't it just time and spatial energy? I'll soon refine the enchanted spatial and temporal treasures. By then, they'll no longer be a threat." Lin Fei hated the temporal temple a lot as they instigated him to cause trouble behind his back. How could he vent his anger if he didn't teach them a lesson? "That's great. Our Imperial Guards can be armed immediately." The three old ancestors' eyes lit up. Currently, each of them controlled a unit of Imperial Guards. Each unit had more than 100,000 soldiers. The three of them controlled a total of 300,000 Imperial Guards. Elites, real elites. No one knew the true strength of the three units of Imperial Guards. The Imperial Guards that could be seen on the Sacred Body Mountain were all ordinary Imperial Guards. "Space-time Temple Master, you'll be in charge. It's not impossible for them to obtain the enchanted equipment, but we'll have to make them pay a huge price. They'll be willing to pay anyway." The three old ancestors were no longer ordinary, peak, great venerables. Although they had yet to break through to the ultimate god realm, the enchanted equipment on them allowed them to easily grasp the combat power of an ultimate god. Even first-class or second-class ultimate gods were no match for them. The three old ancestors were full of confidence even if they were to face the space-time temple master. Lin Fei did not have time to deal with the space-time temple master. If he wanted enchanted equipment, he could just talk to the grand ancestor. As long as he was willing to pay the price, it would not be a problem to buy enchanted equipment. The entrance to the black domain. Lin Fei hid himself and looked at the divine demon who was constantly absorbing the black aura. The eighth pair of wings gradually became clearer. "Strong, it's really strong." Lin Fei squinted his eyes and admired it for a while. He was secretly shocked. "If it wasn't for my prestige and my perfect level 8 physical body, I wouldn't be a match for this divine demon." After learning about the mysterious person's origin from the primordial sect's glorious Sun Gate Master, Lin Fei repeatedly checked and finally confirmed that the mysterious person was the divine demon. "Master, This divine demon is really strong. Once the 8th pair of wings is condensed, it won't be any weaker than you. Little Devil said, it'll probably cause a big commotion in the Saint Spirit domain. The bigger the commotion, the better. Lin Fei was actually quite shocked that a black domain could give birth to a special life form like the divine demon. That's true. The bigger the commotion the divine demon makes, the more invincible Master defeats the divine demon, the more prestige you'll gain. Little Devil chuckled. That was indeed what Lin Fei was thinking. No matter how strong the divine demon was, how could it be stronger than a prestige killer move? Oh yes, I want to know how many billions of prestige I need to kill the divine demon. Lin Fei asked Little Devil. At least 300 billion prestige. Hearing this number, Lin Fei could not help but take a deep breath. Damn it, I only have 100 billion prestige, but I can only defeat the other party. I still have to work hard to collect more prestige. Lin Fei looked at the divine demon inside. Master, you can totally start the great enchantment era. Lin Fei nodded. It's also time to collect another batch of prestige. When Lin Fei quietly left, Lin Fei's expression changed. The mysterious divine demon, who was protected by the black aura, suddenly opened its eyes and looked at where Lin Fei was before slowly closing them again. However, a strong battle intent flashed in its eyes. Lin Fei did not know that the divine demon could sense his departure. At this moment, Lin Fei arrived outside the sealed continent. The seal's power was getting weaker and weaker. Even across the sealed continent, he seemed to be able to sense a powerful and invincible aura. This is the place where I'm going to collect prestige next. Lin Fei narrowed his eyes and almost drooled. The current Saint Spirit domain's prestige increase was limited. If he started the Great Enchantment Era, he would gain another batch of prestige. After that, it would probably be very difficult. According to the information he received, the Saint Spirit domain was the smallest continent and had the weakest influence. There were only a few big cats. Little Devil, how many more years do I have to prepare? Chapter 32:11. The news of the Temporal Temple's Hall Master being rejected by the Saint Body Mountain spread like wildfire. As for who spread the news, no one knew. The Space-Time Hall Master actually didn't have any complaints about being refused at all. He obediently stayed in the Sacred Body Mountain for 3 months. And in these 3 months, another piece of news spread. The Imperial Treasure Sect Master came to beg for forgiveness and expressed his willingness to join the Saint Body Mountain and become a part of it. Countless people were dumbfounded when this news came out. The Imperial Treasure Sect was truly determined. Who didn't know of their influence in the Saint Spirit world? They actually wanted to join the Saint Body Mountain. Saint Master, are we really going to recruit them? The grand old ancestor was in a good mood recently. The temporal temple's side had always been stuck. The conditions that he proposed were too much, but the Temporal Temple Hall Master did not say anything. A deal was inevitable. Those peak powers were frantically plundering all sorts of ores. If they were late by a day, the ores would be snatched away, and enchanted equipment would be far away from them. Why not? Lin Fei laughed. This is the first power that took the initiative to join us. Lin Fei was not surprised that the Imperial Treasure Sect joined them. It was only a matter of time, and they came much earlier than expected. They were quite bold. What if they are here to steal our technology? Lin Fei laughed. Technology? That was the core of enchantment. No one could learn it. Only the imps had the necessary equipment in this world. Don't worry, they won't be able to grasp the core technology. Lin Fei laughed. If they join the Saint Body Mountain, I will set up an enchantment attack and defense. Their Imperial Treasure Sect will be able to enchant. Lin Fei personally summoned the Imperial Treasure Sect's Hall Master. The Imperial Treasure Sect's Hall Master was a wise middle-aged man called Mu Yuan. It was a very genteel name, and one could not tell that he was a martial artist. Imperial Treasure Sect's Mu Yuan greets Saint Master Lin. Mu Yuan had spent a lot of effort to get the Imperial Treasure Sect to join the Saint Body Mountain. He was very clear that only by joining the Saint Body Mountain would the Imperial Treasure Sect have the chance to continue existing. Resist? The Imperial Treasure Sect did not have that kind of strength. The price of the Saint Body Mountain was too high. The Imperial Treasure Sect could not sell any enchanted equipment, no matter how cheap they were. Compared to the enchanted equipment that could be exchanged with ores, the cheap price was nowhere near as cheap. This kind of price was no different from picking it up for free. Mu Yuan was actually very nervous. This young man, who was not very old and had not cultivated for as long as them, was now a top-notch existence in the Saint Spirit domain. He was also someone that they had to look up to. Our Imperial Treasure Sect is willing to join the Saint Body Mountain. Lin Fei smiled and said, "Are you sure you want to join? Once you join the Saint Body Mountain, maybe your Imperial Treasure Sect will no longer exist. After so many years of inheritance, are you willing to part with it?" Of course. The Imperial Treasure Sect, which had been passed down for so many years, was unable to stop the enchantment techniques of your Saint Body Mountain. There was nothing to be proud of. This was Mu Yuan's inner voice. My Sacred Body Mountain wants to establish a workshop. Your Imperial Treasure Sect will become an independent workshop from now on. The name will be Imperial Treasure Workshop. What do you think? Many thanks for the Holy Lord's help. Our Imperial Treasure Workshop will definitely not disappoint the Holy Lord. His worried heart finally calmed down, as long as he could join. The name of the Imperial Treasure Workshop also made Mu Yuan very grateful to Lin Fei. Holy Lord, this is simply a miracle. After Lin Fei brought Mu Yuan to see the enchantment techniques of the Saint Body Mountain, he immediately worshipped Lin Fei 10,000 times. It was too unbelievable. Their Imperial Treasure Sect was very careful when it came to enchantment equipment. However, it was impossible to enchantment equipment like the Saint Body Mountain. Yet, the Saint Body Mountain did it perfectly. This was a huge blow to Mu Yuan, who had always been very proud. At the same time, he was secretly glad that he chose to come here. In the entire Saint Spirit domain, no one could stop the large-scale production of enchantment equipment. Mere enchantment is nothing. Your Imperial Treasure Workshop's next mission is to enchantment equipment. Soon, I am preparing to promote enchantment equipment in the Saint Spirit domain. I need a large amount of enchantment equipment. Mu Yuan involuntarily sucked in a cold breath. Mass enchantment equipment. If this was before, he definitely wouldn't have believed it. In the outside world, the number of enchanted equipment sold over the years was probably the Holy Body Mountain's limit. However, it seemed that this wasn't the limit. Rather, it was just a minuscule amount. I vow to complete the mission with my life. Mu Yuan understood that this was a test given to him by Sacred Lord Lin Fei of the Sacred Body Mountain. This matter must be done properly. Heavenly Feather Race, your pride and dignity will soon cease to exist. Thinking that he had chosen the right path, he couldn't help but mourn for the Heavenly Feather Race. No one could stop the great age of enchantment. The Space-Time Palace Master had finally obtained 50,000 pieces of enchanted equipment. The price was enough to make him vomit blood. Even so, the Space-Time Temple Master still gritted his teeth and agreed to the Sacred Body Mountain's conditions. It couldn't be helped. Hall Master, when the seal of the new continent is broken, the Sacred Body Mountain will not have a good ending. The confidant said with a murderous look. The Space-Time Palace Master said faintly, "No one can control enchanted equipment forever. Sooner or later, he will become the target of everyone's attack." He broke the rules. 5 years later, in the Saint Spirit world, large and small forces were fighting over ores, causing a huge ruckus. The Sacred Body Mountain released a huge piece of news. The moment this news came out, Countless people were dumbfounded. Our chance is here. This is great. Enchanted equipment can be sold. Enchantment merchant house, ha ha ha, my saintly damage immune armor. Our small family can also become stronger. Lin Fei is such a good person. That's right, he's selling enchanted equipment. Everyone can buy it. The Sacred Body Mountain established an enchantment merchant house. This enchantment merchant house sold all sorts of enchanted equipment without any restrictions. The currency used was still ores, and it was much cheaper than the previous auction. The moment this news came out, everyone couldn't sit still. The news spread like the wind throughout the Saint Spirit world. Everyone rushed to the Sacred Body Mountain. A great era had begun with a bang. The Space-Time Temple, which had spent a huge amount of money to purchase enchanted equipment, immediately vomited a mouthful of blood when they heard this news. Lin Fei, you tricked me. The Space-Time Temple Master wanted to kill someone. The Great Age of Enchantment had officially begun. The Sacred Body Mountain became overcrowded, and everyone was there to purchase enchanted equipment. I want 100 saintly weapons. Chapter 32:12. The mighty enchantment era began with the Sacred Body Mountain's actions. The enchantment storm swept the entire Saint Spirit domain. Enchantment equipment, which was originally extremely expensive in everyone's eyes, became cheap items from then on. Everyone could own them and arm themselves. Their strength also increased rapidly. To the heavenly gods who were adventuring everywhere, this was the happiest thing in their lives. Everyone wholeheartedly acknowledged sacred leader Lin Fei of the Sacred Body Mountain, and a large amount of prestige was once again contributed. Regardless of whether they liked or disliked Lin Fei, they all contributed their prestige this time, which was a rare sight. Thus, the Saint Spirit domain was filled with all kinds of enchantment equipment. 1 billion, 2 billion, 5 billion, 10 billion. This time, the great enchantment era had truly begun. Prestige flooded into the system like a tidal wave. Lin Fei squinted his eyes every day. He was simply too happy and excited. The commotion was too great. Universal, truly universal enchantment equipment. The factions that were struggling to survive were directly crushed as the enchantment equipment became more widespread. For example, when the Heavenly Feather Clan heard that the Imperial Treasure Sect had sided with Lin Fei, they were full of disdain and ridicule. Who knew how long it would take for the Sacred Body Mountain to truly influence the various factions? But this time, the Heavenly Feather Clan suffered a heavy blow. The entire upper echelon was dumbfounded. They didn't dare to believe that this was true. Universal enchantment equipment? How many pieces of enchantment equipment would that require? That piece of enchantment equipment was not carefully made. It was so comprehensive that it was as if it didn't cost anything. It completely crushed their pride. The Sacred Body Mountain had unknowingly reached the peak that everyone had to look up to. They had been so proud before, but now it seemed like they were the fools. What should we do? The Heavenly Feather Clan was gloomy. It was the same for the other factions. Thus, the situation in the Saint Spirit domain started to change. One by one, the factions that controlled a large number of minds started to erupt. This time, they were especially elated and high-spirited. It was time for them to rise. Master, do you want a few prestige divine towers? The little devil was egging them on again. The enchantment great era had begun. In the 100 years that followed, Lin Fei had gained a total of 800 billion prestige points. At this point, the Saint Spirit domain's prestige points had almost been wiped clean. I'm not pretending now. Lin Fei was not a fool. Prestige was something that could only be gained once. If he wanted to gain a second wave, he would need people, a large number of people. Once the enchantment great era had begun, it was equivalent to sweeping through the entire Saint Spirit domain. No matter who it was, no one could resist the temptation of enchantment equipment. They had contributed a huge wave of prestige. With 800 billion reputation points, added to his previous reputation points, he now had close to 900 billion reputation points. The first thing Lin Fei did was to spend a large amount of reputation points to upgrade his perfect physical body level 8 to level 9 and finally reach the pinnacle. With his perfect body at the peak, Lin Fei's strength soared. Even though he had spent hundreds of billions of reputation points, it was still a good deal. As for the remaining several hundred billion reputation points, Lin Fei did not use them for the time being. He planned to keep them just in case. In the short term, there was a limit to how much reputation he could gain unless a new continent was opened. 100 years, 200 years, 300 years, time passed year after year. The situation in the Saint Spirit domain was also changing. First of all, the influence brought about by the enchantment equipment had strengthened countless forces. These forces began to unite and break away from the top forces' control to form their own alliance. Ultimate gods? The threat of low-level ultimate gods also began to be ignored. All kinds of enchantment equipment and the enchantment army began to show their prowess and set off a protracted war over the mines in the Saint Spirit domain. Everyone wanted to expand their forces and control more enchantment equipment. The Saint Spirit domain was caught in a chaotic war. Even the top forces could not suppress it. Who asked the enchantment equipment to be so helpful? Other than fighting for mines, there was still more fighting for mines. As the sacred body mountain, it had never expanded its territory, but the enchantment equipment continued to be sold. In the Millennium Era, the sacred body mountain launched a brand new enchantment equipment. It was a set of enchantment equipment that had the combat power of a first-class ultimate god. It was called the First Holy Body Armor. Its reputation was very ordinary, but its power was not to be underestimated. As soon as the set of enchantment equipment was released, the Saint Spirit domain went crazy again. Unfortunately, it did not bring much reputation points to Lin Fei. However, it was a big deal for all the heavenly gods. The ultimate gods had lost their deterrent power from then on. A first holy body armor was enough to make countless heavenly gods fight for it. This time, the sacred body mountain took out 1,000 sets. In other words, there would be 1,000 experts who were comparable to ultimate gods. It was enough to change the situation in the Saint Spirit domain. No one thought of fighting for those sets. Everyone went to the auction and brought enough ores with them. The competition for the divine equipment was extremely fierce. All the big forces in the Saint Spirit domain came to fight for the divine equipment. There was an enchantment army, but if there was a set of divine equipment, each of them would be comparable to an ultimate god. Once an ultimate god wore it, their strength would increase by 2 or 3 times. This time, everyone went all out. Most of the mines in the Saint Spirit domain had also been swept clean, all for the sake of building up their confidence for the auction. Who had more mines and who had fewer would have to fight over them. That was especially true in the past 1,000 years. Mines had become top-notch items in everyone's eyes. Even an ordinary mine would become priceless. The exchange of enchantment equipment for mines was also very popular. Other things had become useless at the moment. Money? It was difficult to buy a piece of enchantment equipment. That thing was useless. If one wanted to enchant equipment, they needed ores. 1,000 sets of divine equipment were divided up. There were dozens of sets for you, dozens for me, or a few or hundreds of sets. The division was very thorough. The top forces did not have much of an advantage in this auction. They only got a few dozen sets of divine equipment, which was considered a lot. Once the divine equipment appeared, the situation in the Saint Spirit domain changed again. In the next 400 years, the forces in the Saint Spirit domain were divided into 15 groups. The top forces and the alliance forces were all among them. At that time, the Saint Spirit domain was like a warring state. In less than 1,500 years, most of the mines in the Saint Spirit domain had been excavated. There was not much left. Everyone had their eyes on the sealed continent. That was their new target. Only in the unsealed continent could they get more ores and more powerful enchantment equipment. Everyone had guessed that the Sacred Body Mountain had studied the enchantment equipment to a very deep level. There were things that they could not imagine. If they had attacked the Sacred Body Mountain, they would have died. It would have been normal for them to be wiped out. Everyone agreed with that,